Y'all shouldn't be excited for this.
I'm not.
I'm not. More of this bumming it up.
I am. Boy, if anything else than right now, right here. I don't want to go back to this. This is bringing up bad memories.
He is, whatever.
Presuming to be funny.
But do you maintain credibility even when you've done objectively disingenuous work?
Such as?
The Black Clover.
What else, though?
What else do you need?
If you don't care about the Black Clover or you agree with them, what is there? His second video was like, look, I was wrong about something. For some stuff I was right about.
The most right.
So he's just like, hey, whatever. He's got a little podcast. He's got fans. He's gonna keep doing what he's doing, and I don't see why anybody would shut up, Jet. I don't see why anybody would turn against them.
Stream music is actually pretty sick. That's good. I'm trying out a bunch of different songs I just downloaded from the YouTube library. What's up, Alex? What's up, Piku? Let's not go, Gavin. Happy to bum.
I don't want to
get hype. Get hype. Get hype.
I have
ready to doodle.
Like maybe 15 minutes of the 12-hour live stream. Because I'm like, I don't want anything to do with this.
Anything else? The character study video then. His points are so bad. Okay, DA, ask my question if you don't want to answer the question. Okay. Bum. Now I'm motivated. What's up, me? I'm having a lasagna ready for fat. Straight fat.
Lasagna is the hype.
I don't get it. I will never get lasagna. Just have a pizza. Just have a spaghetti.
It doesn't have ricotta cheese. The ricotta cheese is just like that little bit. Oh, you use the bomb.
The Comey LP is pretty good. I like listening to it when I'm in the episode, but I won't like download it and add it to my Spotify or anything like that.
Like I did with the first two Shippuden Naruto movie endings. Them boys are terrible and hype at the same time.
There you go.
They're amazing. I can't stop listening to them. I'm like, wow, these songs.
Why did you suddenly want to start watching the...
Somebody in the Discord brought up the Naruto movies. I think it was 1 million.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, hey, any recommended good Naruto movies? And I was like, I looked at the Naruto movies. And I'm like, I've seen the first 3, the straight before Shippuden.
I've seen 2 of those.
I've seen none of the Shippuden movies up until the last, and I saw some of Boruto. So I'm like, hey, why not? And you know why not? Because it's a really bad idea. Oh, no. Because they're all really, really bad.
Really?
Really, really bad.
Oh, no.
One of them I'd put on par with the better Hunter x Hunter movie. There's the bad one, and then there's the worst anime movie of all that I've ever seen.
Even worse than the Bleach Hitsugaya movie?
Yes. Because the Bleach Hitsugaya movie had something. Okay. It had the other captains. It had a whatever story. It wasn't all Hitsugaya, but that the Dark Nin, it was just like throw it away.
Hey, let's get into it then.
Pause. So you see, if we had stopped in the middle of the Sanji thing,
I would have been fine with it.
Nope, because it would have been like, oh, what the is he talking about? And we would have either had to go back and listen to it, or we would have been going like the Batman thing of just like, hey, he's just saying stuff. I don't know the full context, and they're just going.
I wouldn't have even cared.
Don't watch the Batman episode, y'all. It's not worth it.
Oh, the second one? So the second one I was going to put out like mid next week, but Jay was like, part 2. So I might put it up tomorrow. I might put it up Monday.
It's a rough one.
Omae, どうしたんだ?
キノコ。薬。
そいつは網うだけ。お前、それを。
Just pausing for the copyright stuff.
Dude, we got hit hard with the Batman stuff.
Of course, it was just it was terrible.
It was mostly the music and the conclusion and the character study of Batman. Everything else was just one scene of The Dark Knight, and they were just like, "Ooh, no, sir, you shan't be doing anything with that."
俺のためにか
What you mean, Bible man?
生きてよドクター。医者になりたいんだよ。医者のやり方を教えてくれよ。
Holy, it's still going. How long? Can we get to you talking?
Hey, the more he plays stuff, the less he talks. The less he talks, the better I feel.
So eat those beans every meal.
海賊のように。トナカイにもなれるかな。
Drum Island was stupid
なれ
good.
るなれるお前は立派な医者になれる
どこがです。
お前はこんなに優しいじゃねえかバカ野郎
Chopper's past, I don't know if it would be top 3 though.
You talking about in terms of sadness?
Yeah. Robin Brooke, 1 and 2.
There's something really tragic about I went through a lot to help
poison
somebody
you.
and then they willingly and knowingly, just to spare my feelings, drank that. There's something in that.
Yeah, no. It's a super past. It's a super sad one. I don't know though.
Okay, so it wouldn't be Zoro.
Definitely not.
Nami, she's in contention. Wouldn't be Usopp. Sanji is in contention. It's the double pass.
Sanji's was horrific.
Ooh,
Yeah, he might be 3, honestly.
Yeah, it's probably Sanji.
It's Sanji.
Yeah, that 50 days.
The state of Chopper's dream is more...
Who hated Drum Island? You know what? Probably the same people that hate Skypiea.
But there's also Wapple isn't the best villain.
Sure, but and Don Krieg, isn't it? Are they gonna poo-poo Baratier
Well, you got Pearl there.
and Ging?
And Pearl, if you go over to the 4Kids version, Surfer Dude.
Of course.
Oh, it's bad.
The state of Chopper's dream is more in line with Zoro's than it is Sanji or Nami's, because unlike Sanji and Nami, Chopper has done things more in line with what the skill set of his dream requires. Chopper's done some doctoring.
Yes. Anytime that he's doing any doctoring, it could be said that he's advancing his dream. But
Especially learning new things.
yeah, but the same could be said about Zoro. He's moving up the ranks, but
Without there being an actual rank. Like, there's no ranking of doctors to be the best doctor or cure every disease.
But curing every disease is probably the most unrealistic dream of anybody's. Because at any point in time,
I don't know.
new string of cancer.
Yeah, it could be a mutation.
Yeah.
And is it going to attack all future mutations?
And you would have to go to like each and every island to make sure that, hey, is anybody suffering from something here that I might not know of? Because if you go, I've cured every disease, and then all the way over there in Magnet Island or Nut Island in Big Mom's place, somebody's got 6 arms, and that's just something Chopper don't know about.
Yeah.
So
it'd either be him or the All Blue, because the All Blue might just simply
straight up
not exist.
On the surface, that is a surprisingly good thing, because Chopper, alongside Frankie and Brooke, are more similar to side characters in how they are utilized in the story.
Wow. Okay. They're all main characters, the Straw Hats, but there is only one protagonist.
yes, there's
Or the main character.
not everybody's going to get the same amount of screen time or development or fights or anything, because, you know, it's
a lot of people and
It's
a
a
lot
lot of
going on. But in Brooke, they got the poneglyphs and helped with the taking down of Big Mom because of him. The f you talking about?
But Chopper's doctoring is only as good as what you get out of it. From a writing perspective, there are flaws. The task of judging Chopper's growth is hard, outside of power scaling dynamics like the Rumble Ball. But the Rumble Ball doesn't really have anything to do with Chopper's dream of curing diseases, as it stands now. Outside of when Chopper wasn't even a doctor back in Drum Island in the flashback, there was no way to pinpoint a difference in Chopper's skill set outside of the story trying to suggest that he got better because of the time skip.
boss. Yeah, there is no like hard recognizable thing that Chopper
Metric.
can do outside of just like, hey, I recognize this. Hey, this symptom is this, and if I can cure that symptom, then it may cure the disease itself. There's no hard metric or thing that you can point to like, in Sanji jumping real high. You go, okay, Sanji jumped real high. That means that his leg powers are stronger, so he can jump up higher.
Yeah, it's more like Chopper has studied a lot more things. Like in Wano, or where he gets the drug, and it's just like, okay, I never knew about this, and now I do know about this. Some of the things in Zoe that he didn't know about that the doctors were teaching him, he's just like, wow, you're a fantastic doctor. And Chopper's just like, sit down, let's talk about things. Yeah, he's studying and he's putting things into practice, but there's just nothing like, oh, I've developed this drug that helped combat blah 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 blah.
Especially considering that you can't cure anything until something comes up.
The most you could say is he was potentially going to be able to counteract the poison in Luffy's system, maybe something like that. But beyond that, I mean, what can you do?
Chopper only has strengths as a doctor and no weaknesses. There haven't been many trials or tribulations he had to go through in order to be the type of doctor that can cure any disease.
I would say
trying to cure the giantism of the children.
Yeah. And also I would say in Wano, as he's actively turning into the ice demon, he's still trying to help everybody, friend and foe.
Now, to be fair, was this around the time of the ice demon? Yeah, I think it was, because that was like 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Maybe even 4 months ago. Yeah, that would have been time for you to look over the script and go, nah, he's done some stuff.
It's kind of hard to know how he progresses as a doctor with diseases. Yeah, it's...
Chopper has categorically cured 3 diseases. Okay, cool.
And how many are there in the world? That's why I say it's a child's dream of I want to cure all the disease. Just like a kid just like, I want to go to Pluto. You go, yeah, you do that.
Leo, I know of the extended rap of the original creator that he made recently. I shan't be listening.
I also shan't be listening. I want it to be pure in my mind because Chopper doctoring, that's the end. I don't want to know what the rest is. And hey, this person's doing this. It might not fit. It might tarnish what I hold dear in my heart for the
what I want.
Yeah.
But the post-time skip at first makes it seem as if it was on the right path in correcting this lack of trial. Because amazingly, Chopper fails as a doctor numerous times.
There it is.
Yeah.
Chopper helps treat the children of Punk Hazard, but needed the help of Law to do so. In order to get to the point where Chopper could save the civilians of Zoe, he needed Caesar's help to dispel the poison. And on the way to Whole Cake Island, Chopper fails in saving Luffy from a fish. Reiju comes in and says...
So is he expecting him to do it all by himself? Just never learning from anybody, never accepting help? Or does he want Chopper to be like... Because as he's going, hey, I need help from Caesar, he's learning what Caesar's doing and thus gaining knowledge for future events. You can't just go, hey, that's a disease. Let me just throw some stuff in here in grass and mushrooms and drink this. Don't work? All right, whatever.
We're not weak, Leo, because we're not going to listen to that rap. Shut up.
Yeah, I'm weak.
Yeah.
I accept my weakness.
Chopper dismantled a bioweapon in the middle of a war while running.
While he's suffering from that disease.
Saves Luffy, as we all know. At first glance, given all the things that I just relayed, you might assume as the audience that maybe Chopper struggles with poisons or drugs since that's where most of the failings are. And
yeah, that's more of a scientist thing of trying to cure poisons as opposed to
not
a doctor
disease
thing.
Or an illness.
I mean, you could treat it and potentially save a life, but
Chopper's a good doctor, not a one-man army. We never got somebody like that in One Piece. Yeah. And if it was just like, oh, Luffy's poison, bloop, 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 he'd be like, oh, now Chopper just knows everything. What's saying that he doesn't know how to cure everything, every disease in the world?
Don't question our strength, people. We're scrunk. He knows doctor is a broad
spectrum
right now. But we are here. That's strength. His strength is rising up from cowardice to do something brave. That's strength.
Nope.
Us not wanting to be here but being here is strength. Nope. Don't question it, hidden play.
And if that was true, it would have been a great start because it's a representation of his inability to save Hiluluk. But then Chopper is able to cure the poisoned prisoners of Udon with no struggle whatsoever on the spot out of his backpack. Similar thing happens within the raid. Chopper's previous failings and inadequacies as a doctor don't form a coherent narrative, but instead form a convenient sequence of events.
So he failed before, learned more, and cured things on his own later. And it's a convenience as opposed to set up payoff.
And also, step one, it's bad that he failed to begin with. Because he just goes, he needed help from Caesar. He couldn't hear Luffy. So it's bad that he failed. He learned. And now he succeeds. But it's a convenience. Okay.
That's safe from Oda.
The VeggieTales.
Get him. Get him, bats.
Hey, I gave Chopper something to do. I'm done. That's a moment, right? Let's clap. That's good. Chopper doesn't get subplots or things to expand on his own character and abilities. Despite being a doctor, there isn't any tension, drama, emotion, build-up, progress, or reflection when it comes to him or any of the scenarios that he's in.
Hey, if I don't do this, you're all gonna die as well as me. And it's a race against time, so I need to do it as quickly as possible. One person has the cure, so go find him, because if I can't cure it, we're gonna need that cure. What are you talking about? It literally just happened.
There's no build-up. I mean, the build-up with the children, they're there, they have issues, they're angry, they don't want to hurt the children. He needs help to cure them. They get help, payoff. What's the problem here?
Yeah, Nami, there's so many different fields of being a doctor, surgeon, chemist, medical doctors.
He can't do everything. And I would like to see what exactly Drizzt would want. Would he
Chopper
want...
cured the stuff in March over half a year ago. So yeah, he had plenty of time to look over this.
But would he want, as we talked about Sword Island, Dr. Island? In Disease Island?
Just a giant stethoscope. Like the outline of the island from the book.
And you got the little line with the two things as well. Two islands connected to the big island and the circle island in the middle. That sounds terrible.
That sounds awful. Yeah, I would say the ice only thing had a lot of tension. Hey, you're right. In Cow Hoodie Chopper is flames right now.
That's good. That's some good stuff.
Placebo Island. Like, what are we doing here?
Which means that Chopper's been in the exact same spot for the entire series, and if Oda wasn't going to...
Pause.
What did he
needed help before, as you said. He does not need help now. That's progression. Active progression up.
What did he cure pre-time skip? What did he do doctor-wise except fix up the Straw Hats pre-time skip? He's done so much post-time skip, it's ridiculous.
Focus on making Chopper a better doctor. The least he could have done was to give Chopper better moments in general as a character.
Like crying over Mocha because he couldn't cure the children and just saying, just hang on, I'll cure all you, I'll fix everything. Don't do it, Mocha, don't die. And then he had to help and save Mocha like that. Curing the ice demon stuff, including himself. Is that what happened? What you want is what happened.
It's happening. It happened. I'm just saying, it's so... He needed help, and now he doesn't. He's better doctor. That is that.
The bum stuff.
So that they can stick with the audience. But those don't even exist either. There was the possibility for it too in Whole Cake Island, but we'll get to that. Magical bandages are OP. Trafalgar Law has done more in the department of being a doctor and having better impactful scenes than Chopper.
Surgeon, medical doctor, different things.
Such as?
That's a good point.
Okay,
Especially-
Let's see.
I was about to say, in Marineford, hey, get him in my submarine. Boop, boop, boop.
But wasn't that magical bandages?
Shut up. Yeah, what has he done?
Especially in relation to Luffy. And Law isn't even on the...
Oh, wow, he saved Luffy a couple times. So he's better doctor. The f are you talking about? What is he talking about?
In Fishman Island, the blood need to be transfused, and the doctor named Chopper performed the transfusion for both Sanji and Luffy.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about the Luffy one.
Yes.
crew. Nor has he been in the story for half as long as Chopper. In the one...
See, this is very much that Jinbei argument of he's saved Luffy so many times, so that
Yeah.
makes him better than the people that haven't saved Luffy a bunch of times.
I just would love for him to explain. Because he just goes he did, especially in relation to Luffy.
Law saved Luffy, Chopper cured various diseases. Clearly the same thing.
Yeah, 1-to-1.
I mean, he cured a disease that he just learned about in real time. Before the time limit. What more could you possibly want out of a
made
man?
a way to not only distribute it just completely to everybody at the same time, but do it quickly. It wasn't like, oh, a needle or a pill or anything. It was just like, boom, big gas, everybody's cured.
He literally grabbed a shot from the chapter where he cures the Oni stuff, where he has a speech on how he is trained for this, and his views on not using viruses as weapons even cures his enemies too. What more could he possibly want out of Chopper?
What?
To cure Luffy too, I guess. To help Luffy too, I guess.
Law couldn't even put on his arm back and dress Rosa. Man, Sherry Leo had to. Yeah, that's a good point.
One life-threatening scenario where Luffy needed somebody to save his life after Ace died, Law was the person who came to Luffy's rescue.
Because Chopper wasn't around! If Chopper was there, he could have did it!
Yes. Luffy was dying in Fishman Island. He lost too much blood. They said that. He'd be dead. Saved his life there. Law was
And again,
there to help.
Chopper's not a medical doctor, so he couldn't go inside of Luffy and fix all the things he needed to fix. Like burnt organs or something.
Yeah, Law got the room. He could do surgery stuff from, like, outside, and it's not a fair comparison, especially when you got this one thing that you're looking at.
Law is the character with the interesting character connections.
Jeez.
What
Batman,
interesting-
sorry.
What interesting character
Dynamic.
interactions and stuff.
Middle finger.
Law is the one who has plot lines surrounding his doctoring abilities, which is represented in the OP.
Yeah, because Doflamingo wanted his fruit specifically. It wasn't about Law, it was about his fruit. Has Drizzt read One Piece? He skipped several chapters before that bad chapter and just went, I read the bad chapter and some synopsis of the stuff that happened before. So, I would say no, he doesn't read it. Oh my Batman, this dude is crazy.
Opie no Mi. Law is the person a part of the D-Clan and interested in their history.
Yes, that has nothing to do with his doctor and stuff.
He could be Kid. He could be a dude with a metal arm, and he'd still be part of the D stuff.
He is a doctor, and he's also important to the world with the D stuff and the Opie fruit with the immortality and stuff.
And
But
knowing
that-
celestial dragons and stuff.
But that says nothing about his abilities. Yes, he's important, but he's important outside of his doctor and stuff.
Law is strong.
Chopper not strong,
Nope,
so
Chopper
he's
not strong.
He's not good.
First off, Chopper is strong.
Yes. Second off, Even if Chopper was the weakest person in the world, would it even matter if he could cure every disease? What does strength have to do with his dream?
No, Law is more important to the story because he's stronger. He's he's a doctor who has performed one thing for Luffy that I can name, and I'm gonna name, and I did name.
It wasn't even about the medical stuff, but the body swap and immortality stuff in Dressrosa with Law. Exactly, Peon. Like, it makes no sense. Chopper
Anime
not
channel.
punch as hard.
Anime channel.
Is cool. Law is better.
Law is cool! Law is cool, y'all!
That's what we want out of our characters,
Law's
right?
a great character. He's strong. He's cool. Chopper?
What's Chopper doing that's cool? What's Chopper doing that's the Wheel of D?
What's the point of comparing just these two doctors when this dude is OP? He can literally go into your organs and destroy them. Chopper can't do that. Yes, we know. What are you comparing them for? I don't understand this.
What's up, Alfonso? I sometimes forget Law as a doctor. Yeah, because he's a fighter that has a surgery power.
This comparison is pissing me off.
Law is strong. Law is cool. Law is better than Chopper in every single way. How does a character...
He's not a better character. I have more fun watching Chopper.
Can Law transform in any way? Because Chopper can. Chopper is better at transforming than Law. Whoops, you done f***ed up.
Like Law, who was never originally supposed to be someone who mattered as much as he does, get better treatment as a doctor than Chopper. If
you named one thing,
he saved Luffy
once. Thing.
One thing once. That's like saying Ivankov is better doctor than Chopper because Ivankov was able to keep Luffy going.
This is in horrible faith.
Law eventually sacrifices himself with the immortality surgery, like many people suspect he will, because unlike Chopper, Law's got things going for him. Then will there be any room left in the story for Chopper to even be compared to Law?
I don't care about comparing him to Law. Luffy, Law can do things that Chopper can't do. Chopper can do things that Law can't. What? If you talk about sacrificing themselves, is there any comparison? What about when Chopper was just like, hey, I'm going to truck and Big Mom into the sea with me? That was his plan. That was cool. Look at him in a little suit. His little suit is cool.
Great. But that doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with Law getting shine and the attention that he does. Creating characters outside of your main squad is a vital aspect of writing. But when you have main characters that are suffering away and you've gone through...
No, he's suffering in that he couldn't perform surgery once on Luffy. Other than that, what did you name? Law is a D and Chopper isn't. Can't do about it. And what does it serve for the doctoring thing? Law is cool.
What is that? Chopper isn't. That's not his character. You want something that's not... Do you want just Law to be Chopper? What do you want out of this?
Chopper doesn't have suicide power, therefore bad. They serve two different purposes. Exactly, Yori. How makes him dying to make someone immortal a better doctor? Also, that's a theory. Oh, that's a big theory.
Yeah.
Big theory.
But again, I don't understand what his point is.
Chopper's not as cool, so he's not a better...
done objectively more than Law on screen.
No.
Doctor-wise.
No. Dispute it.
The time to...
Luffy? Mm-hmm. Luffy, Sanji, patching up everybody in Thriller Bark.
Zoro.
Look at all the blood on Zoro. Wano. Not Whole Cake. Zoe. I'm sorry, but the numbers don't lie. He named one thing.
After CP9, but Chopper yells at Zoro, "Where are your bandages?" Zoro goes, "It was too hard to move around there for training." Chopper goes, "The point was for you not to move around," and beats him up and puts it back on him.
Break them into the crew. It's questionable as to why they are getting outshined in areas while receiving nothing in return.
No, Law had big fights. That's the way he's outshining Chopper. That means
Not
nothing
in
to
terms
me.
of doctoring. He is also a doctor who has big fights. That's all that is.
It is more acceptable for Law to...
I
forgot.
The Emperor Bull.
I forgot. How could I forget? That's my fault.
be a doctor that has very little weaknesses because he has a plotline surrounding why his fruit will be incorporated in his potential death. It is not okay for Chopper to have nothing. So
Chopper has a lot right now. What are you talking about?
He saved an entirety of a floor.
You're mad that Law has plot relevance where Chopper doesn't. Potential plot relevance where Chopper doesn't. That's what you're mad about? That's why Chopper is big stinky?
Just because they're both doctors as well.
So the conclusion is fairly simple. Oda has failed our Tanuki.
No! You failed in
Holy crap.
your characterization of these two people because they both happen to be doctors, but Law is doing more in 2 arcs.
Holy crap.
Because we blocked it out, Triton.
Yeah, I don't want to think about that.
The floating neck is back.
Raid, you suck poison from Luffy. Raid, you better doctor. Yep, that's how it works. A lot cooler, too, and she's a hot lady. Is Chopper a hot lady? I don't think so, so that's a point for Raid you. Get this trash out of here!
Can Drizzt please stop bringing up our theories as arguments? That is a good point.
Yes, it's you can't. There's no point in that. He might potentially die for. Okay, whatever.
What do you want us to do about that?
Good point, sir.
I couldn't even protect some money.
In money, we needed that money. I'm so weak. Leading directly into, oh, Luffy, you're just gonna cast out weak crewmates? When are you gonna cast me out? Oh, it's so...
not the same, Usopp. Yes, it is to me.
Oh, it's so good.
Well, if that's how you feel, get the off my
Don't say you don't mean. Nah, it's alright. He meant it.
No,
it's so good.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. No, it's okay, Luffy, because that's how you really feel.
Oh, it was so good. Oh my goodness. That's peak. Yeah, the theorists, they go nuts sometimes. Oh. And Sunny killed it, of course.
Sunny murdered it.
It is. It's so stupid how good he is as Usopp.
I've watched that scene so many times, and it just gets harder every time.
It's crazy.
Out of all of the Straw Hats, Usopp's dream stands out because it's not a path that is easily defined and followed. Luffy, Sanji, and Robin are trying to find things that exist within the world. Zoro is trying to be the best.
We don't know if all blue exists. His captain once found a fish on the Grand Line that wasn't supposed to be there. That's not proof.
To something. Nami is trying to create something. Frankie and Brook accomplish their dreams passively just by staying on the crew. And Jinbei doesn't have one. Usopp, though, well, his is different. The case could be made that Usopp is already a brave warrior.
Toy animation.
It could also be the case that he's not.
Yes. He ran, but he also came back. He needs to get, for the Tauntatas, he needs to get rid of that run first mentality instead of staying and helping.
He's displayed acts of bravery.
He is not the man that he wants to be. And once he becomes the man he wants to be, he will be a brave warrior of the sea. He had to be convinced to come back. But he came back. That's brave stuff. But he had to be convinced.
And the world at large don't see it that way. His legacy isn't complete, and so his dream remains unfulfilled. Usopp's dream inherently carries the premise of a personal journey. It's character-focused more so than it is combat. Usopp's dream suffers from an exaggerated issue that most of the Straw Hats suffer from when it comes to their character utilization. Usopp has minor issues with world building, but the main problem with Usopp is that, for all intents and purposes, he could barely be classified as a character in the post-time skip.
All right. Oh, I sincerely f this dude. No. He came back for the Tontadas. That's all you need. He could have been just completely invisible.
He saved everybody on Dressrosa.
Every single person. Come on now.
The first of the non-trio to get any form of hockey.
I don't understand that.
I mean, that's where I tapped.
I understand. Because you don't say that.
From the very beginning where he's just like, I'm moved up, I'm no longer part of the weakling trio. And then he sees Soge King and it's just like, what Soge King? What are you doing here? Luffy, what the? And Nami's just like, ignore that. That tells you so much.
When he fought his opponent in Fishman Island, he was just like, man, back in the day, I just try to fake you out. But this time, I'm really going to say what I'm going to do. And I'm going to beat you. Instead of the Perona in 5-ton hammer thing. He was just like, no, I'm going to beat you in 3 hits. And he did.
We had someone leave when the B-lifter saw that part.
Understandable. He's getting rushed by a bunch of Dressrosa people. He's just like, I have to shoot this thing. Otherwise, Luffy, Law, we forget about him. We forget about the plan. This all crumbles. We're just forgetting about that.
He struggles to get screen time. In the post-time skip, Usopp...
There's unfortunately a lot of people that struggles to get screen time. He's not a fighter. That's his biggest issue. Of all the people that fought in CP9, he didn't get one because he is not a fighter. It's a very difficult thing to give somebody like Usopp a fight.
But he still got a lot of in screen time. Like, you take out the whole Cake Island and any area that he is not part of, he still got a ton of things to do. I'd say, if anything, he's underutilized in Wano so far.
Yeah.
Has only one subplot. One portion of the story that was carved out just for him.
Pause. What does this have to do with his dream?
What does this have to do with his dream
that we're in?
And what is this? Who cares if a character gets a subplot or not, if they're still good characters and have utilization in the story of other people? Who gives a if something specific for Usopp needs to happen?
Where there was a narrative crafted around the idea that he would be one of the central figures. And that one subplot was his role as the hero of the Tontadas and slaves during Dressrosa.
So good.
That's it. Usopp doesn't even get any fights like he did in the pre-time skip. Virtually the
pre-time skip, he got Mr. the Groundhog and Mr. 3, 4, 5, 4.
Yep, Mr. 4.
4.
Miss Merry Christmas, Mr. 4.
Yeah. He got Chew. He got Perona.
That's basically it.
That's basically it.
That's basically it. I mean, he did some things on Skypiea, but he didn't really get a fight.
Yeah. That's my thing.
So in like 11 years, he's gotten 3 fights.
But he's not going to mention that. He just goes, pre-time skip, he got fights. 3 fights.
Entire fight against Page 1 and Ulti and Wano is off-screened. A far cry.
Yes. I would have loved to see that.
Yeah.
From when Usopp fought against Chew, Mr. 4, and Miss Merry Christmas, his 3v1 against Satori, his
3v1. Oh, Luffy.
Yeah.
But that was more of a morals fight.
Yeah.
It's iconic battle against Luffy.
Iconic!
The only world building issue that really exists with Usopp so far is one that pertains to the Tontadas that I'll cover when we get to Dressrosa. So obviously, if you are basically only in one part of the story for 400 chapters, there's not a whole lot to go off of, right?
No, he was in other parts of the fights. He was in Punk Hazard and all that stuff.
Yeah.
He had a fight in Fishman Island.
He did.
And that's part of the issue. Outside of acknowledging how neglectful Oda has been of Usopp, one of the reasons that people have some hope left is because we know at some point down the line, hopefully, after Wano, Elbaf will be a factor. And out of every Straw Hat, Usopp has the most character connections and motivations when it comes to Elbaf. So there's a chance that something great is on the horizon for our sniper. I would argue that there is no evidence to believe in this.
But there's evidence to believe.
The law thing.
But the law thing, all these theories, there's evidence there.
Law thing. I'm going to prove my point with this law theory, but there's no evidence to support this Usopp thing. This is so disingenuous. This dude is a piece of I can't stand this. We are set up so hard to go to Elbaf. We've talked about it for so long. He wants to go there so much. Big Mom has slighted them. They're old. The Straw Hats are owed a debt from giants. We've seen so many giants that they've helped. 4 giants, not so many. But no, Harugan. Mm-hmm. But no, we can't be like, yeah. I
can't process it.
This is garbage.
This is garbage, y'all. He's just straight up. There's no evidence that something's coming for Usopp, but all these things lead to Law being great, like him being a D and him having agency in the story, like him dying with his fruit and immortality and all this bullshit.
You know what? We can't rate this because the video's not going to be done for years. So sorry. It's going to be unrated until we get the full thing. Because he could turn it around like, yo, that makes a whole lot of sense. I agree. One Piece sucks. I could say that. It's a 0% chance.
Non-zero.
I mean, it's not going to happen. But it might happen, but it's not.
As a foregone conclusion, since Oda's implementation of Zoro and Sanji in the past 2 arcs have been nothing short of huge failures. But we'll have to wait and verify the facts for Usopp and Elbaf. If you take...
You think Zoro and Sanji in the past 2 arcs failed?
I don't see the failure in Whole Cake, which was one of the past 2 arcs.
A failure of Sanji and Whole Cake? Why? Because he didn't get a fight? Because he thought he was special because he could moonwalk, and a bunch of the people went, we can all do that.
Dude, this is baby level stuff.
This is the start of being strong. Oh no!
The pre-optimistic route here and assume that what's going to be in Elbaf is good. What this leaves you with is essentially the feeling that Usopp has been on the waiting list for a very long time, which is not a good feeling to have. There won't be a whole lot leading up and building up into Elbaf. So it's just going to be one thing isolated from the rest of the story. And it's a bit of a...
We don't know that because I very much believe that's where Big Mom gets ended.
Yes, I think Big Mom stays around because...
One more again.
There is stuff going on with her and the Giants that needs to be resolved.
A waste, too. If you were looking at Usopp coming out of the time skip, he had one of the more severe changes compared to the rest of his crew. He developed physically in a manner that no one saw coming. Yet Oda
he got muscles.
Yeah, he went
muscles. From a little skinny dude to a dude with some muscles. It's not even like he's a huge buff dude. He's kind of in shape.
He's got the six pack rocking and some arm muscles.
That means nothing for him, physically or anything. I'm just like, yo, look at Usopp, dude. Look, I'm not like, yeah, now he's going to start lifting up mountains.
Do anything with the contradiction that exists with this physical change. A contradiction in the sense that Usopp very much looks the part of a hero, but isn't mentally.
What the is he talking about? He said that Usopp is still cowardly even though he's a big muscle man. Just because you can lift don't mean you can fight.
Really? Especially if you looking down the barrel of an ice dude or a giant or a gas dude that can kill you instantly. It don't mean nothing if you got some muscles.
Luffy, your captain got choked out by a gas dude. You think you with a flame in bird is gonna do something?
I can bench press 180. Okay. Your heart is already out of your chest, so.
I'm confused. What part of One Piece is he interested in? That's a very good point. Stop telling us to check the Discord.
Yeah, big buff Chad, cool Chopper. This is what Drizzt wants. Chad Chopper.
Chad Cow Chopper.
Yeah, boy. Just big buff. I'm cool. I'm strong. I'm taking care of business. Chop deeper. That's what Drizzt wants.
Tony D Chopper.
This dude is a bomb! What is he talking about? I'm sick of listening to this.
Mentally, which I think is brilliant in nature because being brave is an action of the heart. It's not dictated strictly by physical limits. Ah, man. Usopp is a victim of what happens when you have too many characters. A concept which I'll explore in more depth shortly, so allow me to leave it at that.
So, because he's not constantly doing things like a Zoro, Sanji, or Luffy, he's wasted. Mm-hmm. As opposed to looking at the shining parts, because he can do things other people can't, and he's done them.
Dressrosa would not happen without him. It would be over 2 separate times.
Dunzo.
Factually. You can't...
It can't be argued against. He saved Dressrosa.
It comes to Usopp. You'll likely notice that I have left out Robin in this equation when discussing dreams. That's because Robin doesn't have anything inherently wrong with her dream. The world building and character agency are intact.
How? How's it intact? Because she can only go the places her captain says and hope there's a poneglyph there.
Yes, and hope to stumble upon the real history. It's not like Rayleigh was just like, yes, the real history is in One Piece and you will learn when you get there. It could be on an offshoot island somewhere. You might need 100 different poneglyphs to put them all together.
The Straw Hat's definitely more intact because she is light years ahead of them since Robin actually goes out of her way to pursue her interests.
No, she did go out of her way and now she's just following her team. Are you talking about?
Zoro's going out of his way to pursue his interests.
Nope, shut up.
His main issue is the same as Usopp's, just at a lesser level. Robin doesn't get much screen time at all, and is vastly...
What does screen time have to do with your dreams?
Yes.
What does screen time have to do with her learning about the Void Century?
Nothing at all.
Nothing!
Screen time. This is the dream segment. If this was just a character and character agency and what they do for the story, that'd be one thing. But this is specifically dreams.
About their dreams.
Underused for how important she's supposed to be in the world. For some reason, Oda groups Robin and uses her to a similar extent that he does Frankie and Brooke, despite Frankie and Brooke being more akin to gag characters. Yeah.
Yo, dude. Frankie's a boss. Brooke is a boss.
They are all bosses. They all so Brooke stands up to Big Mom. Robin
lady.
Robin rolls her out the window. Frankie hits her in the face with his motorcycle. Like, oh, dude, I hit something. And he hits him with we're not afraid of Big Mom. We got Luffy over here. He hits him with a coup de force.
You're on the crew of the future Pirate King. Why we give a shit? While smiling. Not this boss moment.
Jinbei bull crap. None of that. Cause that
Miriam, I'm such a boss. Freaking smiling and just like, I'm part of Luffy's crew. Why would I give a shit?
New and improved Luffy. Not the Luffy that was getting handled by Big Mom. It's a Luffy that could feasibly do something to Big Mom. So I'm like, alright, we cool now.
Let's do it. Let's rock.
Luffy getting worked in Whole Cake and Jimmy like, we ain't got nothing to worry about. Oh, she already killed him as I was saying that sentence? Oh, my bad.
No one plans on dying,
Gag
young
character.
lady.
It's a solo gag character.
Legit a counter to Big Mom.
Wipes off a tear from in seeing your pink and goes, hey, maybe one day you tell me about your wife and your kid.
Dude, it was so good. You withstood it. So as promised, do yours.
That's what it is. Two men fighting.
It was just
in
two
a
men
man
fighting.
Competition.
Just testosterone
It's
flowing.
so good. Frankie goes to punch Senior Pink and Pink takes it, and then he turns around and gives a thumb up to a cat that he protected, and Frankie starts crying. That's money. Gag character. That is a bit of a gag.
And it's fantastic. I don't give a shit if it's a gag.
Ending of him just raising up with the smoke and the big Terminator eye.
It was so good.
And Pink just like, all right, do your worst. And Frankie's not like, I'm not going to hit you, brother. He's like, no, take this Frankie boxing.
Take this giant power driver.
That hurt.
And this is our wishes. Let's, all right?
Hey.
I took you take my...
I'd love to see Pink again. Absolutely. Break him out of jail.
He's so hard-boiled.
He's amazing. Legit one of my favorite characters. They have gags, but so does everybody. Absolutely. But when it's time to get down and dirty, they get down and dirty. With Jaya, I think her name was.
Which one?
With the artist lady.
Which one are you talking about?
When she turned the Sunny and everybody wanted it to those and stuff like that. And he's like, yeah,
Gia or something like that.
Jaya, something like that. He's like, yeah, let me just get my bow and my violin and I'll play you a song. Here you go. Oh, by the way, this is also a sword and I cut you already. They would be dead otherwise. Gag character.
And Brooke, despite Frankie and Brooke being more akin to gag characters, yeah, it's on. Character dreams and motivations are an incredibly important aspect to writing stories. I hope that's what you get from what we've been talking about. Because what your characters...
Their motivations have switched, though. Because it used to be, I just want to be the greatest swordsman. I was like, I'll bob my head to help Luffy accomplish his dream.
I was about to
say, thank you.
Don't conflate dreams and motivations like they're the exact same two things. Because a motivation in an arc could be completely separate from your dream. Mm-hmm. And it could still be good.
Hey, Luffy, why did you hit it? Why'd you hit them? We're supposed to be incognito. They spilled the food and they're the reason. Oh, word.
Oh, okay, all right, they about to get it.
Understandable. Let's slash them up. Their motivation switched. He's not thinking about being Pirate King at that moment. He's not thinking about being the greatest swordsman at that moment. He's thinking about, hey, let's f them up because they did bad things to people we like.
Want, feel, and need serve as a driving force for the reader to stay connected and to care about what you write. Even more so when you are dealing with main characters. Main characters are called main characters because they serve as the surrogate through which the audience connects to any given story.
Okay, here's the problem. There's 9 main characters. Of course someone's going to get 15% of screen time compared to a Luffy.
Yes. It is unfortunate, but that's just the way it is.
It's the way it is.
People forget that comedy is a huge part of One Piece. Absolutely. Especially Drizzt.
It's because there was so much dark stuff and so much like serious thing. That's why I think people really hate Thriller Bark. Because it came off the back of something so serious like CP9 and it's just kind of a gag. Kind of just
I really
fun.
need to hear the arguments against Thriller Bark. Because it's legitimately one of my favorite
It's
arcs.
a great arc. But I think a lot of people lost their fun and they wanted... And Drizzt said it before. He wanted that big high stakes thing like Marineford and CP9.
You need to keep going up instead of going down. That might be the issue with Long Ring, Long Road as well.
Yep, right after Skypiea, you get this basically gag thing. And people don't want the gag. They want big fights and epic moments and that
more.
Goda crap.
And that's probably why people are going to be digging the Demon Slayer as it goes on, because you get one of the lower 12 or lower 10, and then you get 2, and then you get 2, and then you just get all the rest of them. It's just an escalation. Yeah,
all these hype things have comedy moments. Like Goku, Kaku and Zoro is 70% a gag fight.
Them up there looking down or looking across from Big Mom and Kaido, and they're having this dumb who's gonna move first competition. Laughed my balls off.
I'm not gonna play these stupid games with y'all. Well, I guess you guys are the chumps and
y'all
the cowards.
Weaklings. And this is Law and Kid getting drawn into Luffy's bull crap as they're looking at Big Mom and Kaido. Not one of them, both of them. And it's just this dumb. And Zoro's like, the fuck are y'all doing?
What were y'all even hoping to accomplish with that?
And it's long forgotten until at the end of the arc, Luffy's gonna be like, I saw that you moved half a second before I did. It's gonna be some bullcrap like that. That's One Piece. You can't be like, they're gag characters.
Everything's a gag.
Connects to any given story. These individuals stand at the forefront. And what we've come to the conclusion of in this section of Dreams is that there is without a doubt several issues with the way that Oda has handled things. And all of that is one variable of several that lead me to conclude that Oda's world building and thought process of writing have compromised what he's trying to write.
No, what?
Well, what is he trying to write?
What you want him to write.
What is he trying to write, Drizzt?
You want Luffy to go to the island of a pirate king. Oh, this is King Roger's set course. Let's go there and pick through the clues to find out where the One Piece is.
All while Sanji is acting like a madman, walking around asking people about a fairy tale.
All while Chopper's in a library actively curing a disease, while we watch Nami draw a map while they're doing that. While she just
arc after arc after arc.
He wants her to go through every point of the island and just go, all right, that's how that's done. And okay, there. If I go up higher, maybe I could draw it better.
Rides in about 30 minutes. We're done with the dreams. They were all trash. That's what you missed.
There was a term that
Queen with the rocket stuff. With the dumb.
Dude, this last chapter, it was just like ancient times, and I died laughing. And so I was just like, is that what they did?
Do they have fire on their back as well? No. Get your story straight.
Cause Queen and King are just like in ancient times. This is what I'm doing, and it's just not what dinosaurs do. And Zoro's so stupid. He's just like, is that how they did that? Did they fire laser beams at their brain?
This little bit more of King. That's what I needed.
He's trying to write. There was a term that was created for authors that struggle with some of the things that Oda has problems with. And that term is world builder's disease. World builder's disease occurs when the control over a created world has lost its balance to the point where the author's ability to tell the story has been hampered. And since this is world builder's disease, you can surmise that this happens most often in genres and stories that prioritize creating places to entrance its audiences. Science fiction and fantasy have a lot of this. I'll lay out a series of things that lead me to believe that this term applies to Oda. Since entering the New World, Oda has confirmed that he has combined numerous arc ideas together due to a lack of time in being able to do both ideas. Punk Hazard is a combination of two islands that the Straw Hats were supposed to visit, one of fire and one of ice. Dressrosa is also a combination of two islands.
And so he made a good plot line out of it, made a really unique island, got the whole Aokiji Akainu battle out of it. Got a lot of stuff out of that. What of it? The man's just like, look, I can't do everything that I want to do.
I can't do a whole arc of an ice island and a whole arc of a fire island. So let's combine the two, get the best ideas out of both, like the Cool brothers, and wow,
and that's it. Oh, how do I make sense of this being a fire and ice island? Oh, I got a fire and ice dude.
Never heard of world builder disease before. I've been in literature class and never heard that term in my life.
Hey, everybody, shut up. It's a real thing. Are you saying that Drizzt is just making something up? Are you saying that he's an idiot? I will not sit here and let you slander Drizzt, the undisputed king of slander, by the way.
It's just like you said, Hopeless. Chopper's got a new disease to cure. World builder's disease. It never ends for Chopper. Chad Chopper can cure it.
It's a bunch of just like...
It sounds like
just a bunch of blogs.
It sounds like
world builder disease.
It sounds like the complaint of a group of people that's just like, I'm not getting this character enough in the story because you're too focused on building your world as opposed to giving me that. I was part of a creative writing group with several writers. Never heard of it either.
Shut up. You're wrong. You went to a bad class. That's all that was. I trust Drizzt a lot more than you. The dude that
and your professors and other writers.
I trust Drizzt. Sword Island Man. Chad Chopper. Cool Law. That's who I trust. Not you randoms on the internet.
An island of love, which is basically just regular Dressrosa as we know it, and an island for the Tontatas. Originally, the Straw Hats were supposed to visit these islands separately, which might make some sense for some of you who had questions as to why the Tontatas were even in Dressrosa. Since releasing this...
And he created a story of why they were in it.
And I did not question
that at all. Who questioned it? Who the question? Why are there Tontatas here?
There's giant, there's long neck people, there's long arms, long leg people. It's a bunch of fairies living here. What's the problem?
Oh no, it's dwarfs.
Okay. They live underground. All right. What's the problem? He made a story out of it. They tie into the world of Dressrosa. What's the problem? Not like they were just dropped here.
What were the three?
Never heard of world builder disease? Well, you need to read. Well, you heard of it now, and now you're never going to forget it, because Drizzt done educated you, even though he only did like a sentence on it.
Do you remember the 3 Ps?
Progression, pound cake, and
Corona.
Those are the 3 Ps.
Information. Oda hasn't updated this list, so it's hard to say if more arcs should be on there. Whole Cake Island and Wano might be things that I would point to as being potential candidates due to how convoluted they are, but as you can see...
There's a Gumdrop Island that they don't go to, and there's like a Cookie Island, and...
Why? Because Big Mom likes food a whole lot, so she structures her life around food. So now they have a bunch of gumdrop buildings. And there's an infrastructure for the gumdrop buildings. What is not just dropped here. It even if it is just like, yo, I'm combining stuff. So long as he does it well, because I never just went, look, man, this Dressrosa thing feels like 2 combined stories. I never went that.
Never. Without knowing that Oda said those things, Drizzt, would you have known? Or did he weave it into the story so well that it's almost seamless? Progression, promise, payoff. Okay. Hey, somebody learned.
Yep. Hey, you're a better writer now. You got world building, you got the 3 Ps, you got the 4 circles in a box, the hero's journey, all charts.
All graphs. Get in there.
A hard time letting go of things. In fact, Oda himself has admitted to his inability to do this. And he says he wants to get better at it.
Pause. What's wrong with just going, I got some cool ideas that I really want to showcase. Let me do it. I can either put it in with something else or I can drop it completely. Because I can't do everything that I want to. What's wrong with combining them? I don't see anything wrong with it.
Yeah.
Now it's just like, hey, over here, as they're sailing across the sea, they're super, super hot. And so they take off all their clothes. Now they need coats as they cross this threshold. That's a whole new challenge. And it's a gag that they get coats and stuff. And they're all pretty nice coats as well.
Poison, penis, and poker. Did I get the 3 P's right? What are the 4
Sure.
circles? Couldn't even tell you.
Character,
Plot.
setting. I don't think setting is one of them.
Character, plot. Setting might have been one.
Yeah,
setting was definitely one.
Conflict.
Conflict. Okay. We might have the 4 circles, y'all.
Oda is a prideful man, like all authors. And he's someone who genuinely loves the world he's created, and he wants to show it off to as many people as possible.
Pause.
And that's what...
Too bad he's a coward and a pussy.
Too bad.
Yep. He's a
Too
great
bad he's
author
not
and writer
telling
and
you,
all that.
Drizzt, who's stronger, Zoro and Sanji,
Too
and as
bad.
such is a pussy.
Too bad. He loves his world. He loves making stuff. He wants to put everything that he wants to in his manga to make it as good as possible. Coward.
Hey, I really love those cover stories. Hey, I really love those SBSs. Yeah, but he's a coward because he won't just outright say Zoro is stronger than Sanji. All right, cool.
Cool.
I love where they're just like, hey, this is like National Ghost Date. Can it be Perona's birthday? Sure.
Hey, that makes a lot of sense.
This
Let's go
is
with
her
that.
official birthday now. I love when he does things like that. How mmany mangakas doing stupid shit like that? I love it.
Hey, can Luffy's penis stretch? You bet it can.
Why would you ask that question? But yes, it can.
Why would you ask that question? Of course he can. That doesn't need to be. And by the way, Buggy can chop off his penis, and Robin can make additional vaginas. Everybody got all the genital questions out the way? Good. We're not asking about Mr. One. Save that question.
Hey, kill that noise.
One of the reasons why Oda runs into these issues. Oda is looking at the tree and not the forest. But what I'm saying here is not that combining ideas is bad. Blanket statements like that don't really exist because the proof is in the pudding. The process of combining ideas leads to the creation of more convoluted plot points and storytelling in order to create an environment for the combined ideas to live, right? And this combination can make things even longer than they would have been if they were just separate. Which makes...
It can also make them shorter.
Yes.
Instead of 35, you might have 25.
Makes sense. The more you have to think and create to make two things...
This is off topic, but you hate the Beastars anime? Absolutely. I'm only 2 episodes in. It's a terrible adaptation. It takes away so much from the manga.
Yikes.
Dude, I super hate it.
You're going to get kicked out of the furry fandom.
Sure. We'll go through the process of arbitration as it is in the bylaws.
You got to get the 2/3 votes. Begins the paperwork.
coexist means...
Where did he get the extra 15? So what he's saying is that idea 1 might equal 20. Idea 2 might equal 15. Idea 1 plus 2 might equal 50. That's just a theoretical thing.
I think he's talking about like because there are things that you need to combine, you need to add more things. And thus, instead of the 35, you get an extra 15 for the stuff that you need to add. And because like, hey, now we need to put the Tontanas. How do they fit into the Rebecca and Kiro's past?
But can Robin grow a penis? Because I've seen some stuff. I don't think she can. She can only sprout. No, you know what? She's sprouting flowers, or it's her body blooming like flowers.
Yeah, it's her body.
So yeah, she can't grow a penis. Sorry. Do it because reasons on Beastars. I'm actually gonna do a video on the differences between it because I really hate it.
If it's probably, do you think it doesn't already exist?
No, because I think a lot of those are gonna be like the difference between manga and anime. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna talk about why it's a bad thing.
Oh, there's a couple.
And I don't care.
Okay.
Speaking of manga, should I read Chainsaw Man? It's worth the read. It makes things convoluted. I don't remember Punk Hazard being that complicated. It wasn't.
Yeah.
Like it was fairly straightforward.
Yeah, pretty simple story. Hey, piece of crap Doflamingo did this thing, overthrew this place, and now there are two factions that are angry at him.
That the attention and direction of the narrative needs to become larger in order to compensate.
Yep,
but
there
the
you go.
process of combining arcs can be a double-edged sword. Like all things in life, there are pros and cons to doing anything. The pros for this, combining, can be many. It can make arcs have more depth.
Pause. I don't want to hear about what it can do. What did it do?
What did it do?
I don't care about can. This is a possibility. This is going back into the law thing. Don't talk about what it can do. Talk about what it's doing.
Have more meaningful moments in them. The themes can be more complex.
The themes can be more complex. The theme could be about subjugation. It's not the theme itself that's more complex. It's the exploration of the story that leads to the themes of the story. And the exploration of the story is what's more complex. The progression and the all that stuff. Theme itself being more complex? What the are you talking about? Why are these people so trash?
They just need
the
to say
theme is more complex.
They just need to say them things, and then it's just like, oh, it could. The theme could be more complex, Drizzt. And that's just criticism. That's analysis.
I really hate how much people have.
Yep. I would have preferred to never do this show.
Yes.
If I could just empty themes from the world, because I'm sick of them just going themes.
Yeah. On top of that, it's so odd how...
Hey, dummy.
It's so odd how people have just co-opted and usurped these types of critical thinking plot points into all of their analysis.
Just everything.
Just saying the word theme does not make you more knowledgeable, nor smarter, nor make it seem like you know what you're talking about.
Nor does it give the arc that you're talking about any sort of more weight or value or anything. Because as we keep saying, themes are so malleable, it means nothing.
And themes are in anything if you just look for a theme.
Don't start writing in the document the things that aren't real, Triton. We need to keep that document pure. We can't be putting lies in there.
We can't be putting theories in there.
Possibilities.
The theme of Frankie is beast. It's so good. All their themes are hitting though.
The stakes and what the arc means to the story at large can also propel it to being one of the best arcs in the story. But if you mess up, the cons can be just as harmful. Instead of adding depth to an arc, it can be the case of subtraction by addition. You can make readers feel like it's a waste of time. You can lower the...
Like what? How were the Tontadas a waste of time now that they're in Dressrosa? How was Dressrosa a waste of time to the Tontada storyline? How did this happen?
We're gonna have to wait until he starts talking about it, because he's done that so many times. Just like, I'll get there. You'll see what I mean.
The overall quality of your story if you mess up. The more important something is, the harder the fall is whenever you mess up. Dressrosa, Whole Cake Island, and Wano are prime examples of the differing effects that convoluting your story can have.
You said that you don't even know what happened with Wano and Whole Cake, so you're just making it up in your mind.
Wow. You can't do both things at the same time.
The ability to say no to yourself is an incredible skill, and it happens to be Oda.
We don't know what Oda has said no to. We don't know what he said yes to. We don't know what his editors make him say no to.
He took out the daddy Usopp getting his goggles storyline in the manga. We don't know what a yes and a no for Oda is. Have you read the I Will Survive comic? No, I have not. I have read so many things recently. It's and some very, very... I think I'm just dropping anything ecchi. It's trash.
Not all of them.
I'll take quasi ecchi. If it's just ecchi for the... get it out of here.
Ecchi for the sake? Nah.
Yeah.
If you mess up, okay, what did he mess up? Exactly. Not going to mention it right here. We're going to have to get into it later, I guess.
His number one weakness. And because Oda doesn't want to...
Not saying no is the number one weakness, basically.
Effects that convoluting your story can have. The ability to say no to yourself is an incredible skill, and it happens to be Oda's number one weakness.
Pause. So, because of the Tontadas, Luffy got a whole new member of the crew of his Grand Fleet, including a bunch of different Tontadas. We got Leo accompanying Rebecca over to the Reverie, which could lead to something in there. Because of the Fire and Ice Island, we got Aokiji leaving the Marines and going into Blackbeard, which could lead to something else over there. And Akainu becoming the Fleet Admiral. There's a lot of stuff that happens because of this. It's not just saying no and nothing comes of it. These things, he probably had these things in his mind. Fire Island, Ice Island, Aokiji leaving, Akainu moving up. How do we combine all of that without spending 3 separate arcs? Oh, just do it in this one. What's the problem? Oh, I guess there is a problem. The downfall of a list exists. It's been nothing but a downfall ever since viewer request month. We were fine before there.
Was that the start of death? You know what? I would honestly say the start of death was DBZ Imran. That was the most draining video we had ever seen at that point.
Yeah.
We were just sitting there watching a video.
And then we were also watching that scene from Resident Evil.
Because Oda doesn't want to abandon the things that he desires, he will oftentimes force them into the story.
Pause.
Where's your proof of this? He said I wanted to do an ice island and a fire island. I didn't want to do both, so I did them both together.
What are you saying no to in this video? That first hour could have been a no.
Dude, you could have cut it down a good 60, 65%.
Are you above criticism for that? Or should we also critique you for this? Because you're doing the exact thing that Oda is doing, that you think that he's doing. What did you cut? And why did you leave the rap in? If nothing else,
take out that rap, yo.
You're talking about gags and being a gag.
I'll tell you how we get the beautiful. What were the lyrics?
Even if it comes at the cost of what's important. Oda's world.
What's important?
Oh my goodness! I can't do this!
What's important?
You just forget how bad it was.
Dude.
Like I said, I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it 12 hours. I'm not, why would I?
I pick and choose some parts and I went, you know what I actually watched? The breaks. The homework.
I don't need to hear this trash.
The most I've watched of this video is when I was making the timestamps.
He could have literally cut all of this since we're not. His time could have been better served because he literally went, yo, the pre-time skip, that's where it's at, even though a bunch of their dreams are not fulfilled in the pre-time skip, whatever. But he never explained why it's good. He said a couple things about why it's bad. And then he talked about objective versus subjective.
The DBZ Imran videos made me be an avid viewer of y'all. Had me dying of how wrong Ran was. That's great. We died.
Yo, boy. I mean, you can look at the video itself and see, wow, this dude is wrong. Because we ain't say nothing. You came to that conclusion on your own, Chris. That was you opening your eyes on, wow, this dude's a bum. And we're just sitting there going, Resident Evil.
Look at all the cut. Oh, what'd he say?
Even if it comes at the cost of what's important. Oda's world is so large that he cannot express everything that he would normally want or need to.
Okay, so he said no, right?
Oh.
He cannot express what he wants to.
He had to say no to some things because he already said, yo, all the supernovas took a different path. You could have ended up over here, or they could have ended up over here. How's that comment, BG?
Which comment?
I'm assuming the subjective comment on...
oh, yeah, I haven't checked that in a while.
It's buried. It's probably going to be difficult to find it.
No, because if you're signed in, it puts yours to the top. Yeah.
Cool.
In fact, let's see what the comment's doing. I wonder if there's any more replies on it. I very much doubt it. I really should have just did this when we were doing our question part.
But yeah, a lot of people they'll drop their comment and what's that thumbs up, thumbs down looking like?
53.
No, I'm talking about. Oh dear.
1.7, 3K down.
Oh dear, that's not a good ratio.
That's not a good ratio. Yep, no more. We're done.
Yeah, they just chilled out. But you got a good number of thumbs up and stuff.
Yep.
Just got through the man behind the script section and gotta be honest, it was kind of painful.
I think the problem people have with you isn't even necessarily that you criticize One Piece. You'll find that even when some of these new wave of One Piece reviewers release a video with overall negative opinions, they're still regarded with an overwhelmingly positive like to dislike ratio. The problem I do is that you come across as someone who's very condescending and patronizing. This whole section of the video is just you talking about how your opinion matters and that it's more important and that people should strive to be like you, honest and critical, whereas other YouTubers might be taking the path of success instead of being critical to the story. If you knock down the pay off your and got off your high horse, people would be more inclined to listen to you. I remember your introduction to one of the Reverie streams, and I think you said something along the lines of being the Dark Knight of the One Piece community, where people don't know that they need you, but they totally do.
Oh my
Still working my way through the rest of the video. Props for working so hard on
what
this.
What a dork. Give it a thumbs up. What a dork. I'm the Dark Knight. Oh, you guys can chase me because I can take it.
I'm not the hero you want. I'm the hero you need.
Oh, what a dork. I'm also the Emperor, by the way. I'm also Palpatine. I'm a lot of things. I wear many hats. And some of the hats are a hood.
He acts like he doesn't want this type of hatred towards him, because a lot of his section was just like, why are you guys talking to me about that? But he revels in it because he's the Emperor.
Good job with the Frankie debt. Very good job. I like the Robo Frankie. It's a very good shot right here.
Dude, it's such a good
It's such a good look. Just the Terminator eye and the smoke. It's so good. Big dumb cannon hair. Yeah, Dark Knight heel. He's the Dark Knight.
Drizzt is Batman confirmed, so that means he's Jesus confirmed.
Oh, we're all the way here. How did we get here in a matter of weeks? Who would have thought? Who would have seen this coming?
What an edgelord.
With the story centered around the Straw Hats, it's impossible to show all of the things that are hinted at, which is what led to the...
Like what? Oh, which led to, let's hear it.
The birth of creating things that would release information to the audience without having to address it in the story. Data books, SBSs, One Piece branded
like
magazines, novels, and Viva cards. If you're a One Piece veteran, then you should be intimately familiar with...
But like what?
Yeah.
The story of Ace does not lead any credence to the story or anything that happened.
There was a story in one of the SBSs about Page One and Alti. They were both poor kids, and then they stumbled upon Kaido's crew, ate the fruits, and then Kaido was just like, "Yeah, y'all got some balls. Mm-hmm. You can stay with me." We don't need that in the story necessarily.
On top of that,
put everything in there.
On top of that, Oda was straight gonna not put in Baby 5 and Senior Pink until his editor was like, "No, you put that in there." So Oda legit said no to himself, and his editor was like, "No, yes."
These mediums. And like the combination of ideas, there is nothing inherently wrong with Oda having these as mediums to release information. Learning people's heights, their favorite foods, or places of birth are fine. Little details are fine. But when you learn more information from Viva cards and outside sources about important characters and concepts than what is in the story, then we got a problem.
Like what? We got a problem.
What was that?
Like what? What important information was learned through the Viva card?
Cracker's blade, Pretzel, was said to be one-of-a-kind blade, but it was unclear if he was referring to it being a grade. In the card, however, Pretzel is confirmed to be a...
Maito.
Yeah.
Which is one of the top ones.
Cracker is confirmed to have armament, or...
as we already knew.
Even if said being very good at Sony, whatever. Originally, Cracker was... Originally, whatever. That doesn't mean anything. Wow. steaming with information. So Oda did say Oda know to Oti's backstory. Absolutely.
Exposing this type of information makes it seem and basically confirms to the audience that it doesn't matter.
What important information?
The birthday doesn't matter.
We learn more about characters in the Vivre card than on screen. That's a problem. What stuff? You can't just say stuff and be like, yeah, I'm right. Got y'all. Look at the Vivre card. Look at Peril Sparrow's height. Where did Amande buy her hat from? What?
Dark Souls for some reason.
Which negatively affects characters, writing, and what Oda is really going for with his world. You don't want things to seem like they don't matter. Let's go through some examples of things learned inside of Vivre cards that matter more to the world of One Piece than they do in the fashion of being just extra pieces of information.
Cool.
Whitebeard and Roger. I touched on this a bit before, but we learned that they are in possession of supreme blades.
Yep. Okay, so what does it do for the story?
Is Whitebeard strong because of his blade, or is he strong because of his devil fruit and his hockey and all that other stuff? What does it do for the story? Why do we need... Again, I said this in the last thing. We didn't need Whitebeard to be like, no, here's my supreme black blade. We don't need that. What does it do?
And outside of the logical conclusion that the strongest characters should have the best loot, you would have never guessed that these people actually had supreme blades because, as we've gone over, it wasn't a focus at any point in time.
Okay, but what does it do for the story?
What? In what way does this help the story to know that Griffin... I think that's Shank's sword. Shank's sword is Griffin. One of... Gold Roger's sword is named Ace. I remember that. Yeah. It's a very nice name. Ace is a supreme blade. What does it do? He's dead.
Sengoku?
The sword is... We don't know where it is. The Whitebeard's sword is at his grave. What does it do for the story?
Goku was revealed to be a Conqueror's hockey user, something we didn't know Marines were even able to have.
What? Why would we...
Kobe has it! What are you talking about?
Conquerors?
Yeah, he knocked out some people.
I don't think that happened.
I could have swore he yelled and knocked out some people.
I don't think that happened. I think you're on crack.
Let me...
But why would we not believe that Marines could not have that?
Yeah, I don't understand.
That's stupid. Why do we need to know the grade and name of Roger? He's dead. It's been 20 years, so it's not relevant. Exactly. That's superfluous information that we get as we're learning. I want to see Roger meeting in Frankie and going into Sky Island. I don't want to hear him being like, I got Ace back in this island and it's a grade. I don't care.
On top of that, why would Sengoku use Conqueror's hockey here when it's more likely that his Marines would be knocked out than the pirates that they're fighting?
And especially
for some reason, like legit war, for some reason, Marines, we didn't know they could have Conqueror's hockey, even though it's just about ambition.
And also, even if he did, you're not knocking out somebody who walks into a war. They got strong wills, so they're going to be able to take it. The weak-willed people can't take it. You're going to knock out Buggy. What does that do? You're not knocking out Luffy. And again, this does nothing.
And it's something Sengoku could have used at Marineford to turn the tides of the battle, but I guess he just chose not to.
In what way?
In what way?
He knocks out...
Go ahead.
You knock out a bunch of bum pirates who aren't doing anything. You're not knocking out Marco, who's causing issues. You're not knocking out Mr. One and Crocodile. You're knocking out in Whitey Bay's crew.
On top of that, it takes some stamina to use. So if you knock out all those people and it don't work, you just wasted stamina.
It's a writing inconsistency.
Rayleigh said anyone can learn hockey as long as they train it. But he also said that only certain people have Conqueror's hockey.
Yeah, it's a big ambition thing.
Consistency. Sabo, every revolutionary commander, Marco, King, and the Flying Six. All of these bounties have been revealed outside of the story.
How does it help the story to know their bounty?
Oh, wow. Who's got 400,000? Okay.
400 million.
400 million. Okay. Good job, who's who. This is who's who of the Flying Six. 400 million. Okay, thank you. What does it do?
Conqueror's hockey hits friends and foes alike with weak will. Not a good move in a war.
Easy. Done.
For seemingly no other reason than to sell the Viva cards. Marco, King, and the Flying Six are people that matter.
Yeah, they matter, but their bounty
The bounty is not an exact equality for strength.
Especially if they got on the crew. Like, if Crocodile... Like, if Doflamingo became a warlord when he was first starting out and had a 80 million berry bounty, it doesn't stop him being super strong.
Yeah.
It just means his bounty's no longer going up.
Enadu has a 0 bounty. And he's super strong. What does it matter?
I mean, I would have been nice to have the bounties in their introduction boxes, but it's not like it's an issue.
It does nothing. It does not hurt the story.
It doesn't help the story either. We know they're strong people. I don't need to know the specific number for their thing.
And are currently in the story of Wano.
Triton, who is a dude, and he fought Jinbei in a not very good fight.
It was okay. It was probably my least favorite fight of all the fights so far.
It is.
Because Jinbei was just so much stronger.
Yeah. And they just had to be like, oh yeah, who is a racist also. Sure. That's all Jinbei, that's his story, racism.
People that matter. And are currently in the story of Wano. Despite Jack and Queen getting bounty reveals, these characters didn't seem to be a priority for Oda.
Priority to get their bounty reveal. Oh, Marco has a bounty of 1.2 billion. Okay, how does that help?
Yeah.
How does that hurt? What does it do, Drizzt? How is that important information to the story? What does it do for the story? Usopp has like the 4th highest bounty on the crew. Is he the 4th strongest person on the crew? Absolutely not.
When Jack rocks up in Zoe, is one of the first people that we see. I think it's the first person.
It is the absolute first
that
person.
we see over $1 billion. So you go, okay, even though we don't know who this dude is, we see his bounty that is the highest that we know of, and now we know he's here to wreck. If it's just, here's Queen, and he's over $1 billion, and it's like, oh, here's King as well, and he's $1 million over Queen. Okay, that's it. What of it? That does nothing.
When you tag this into how badly some of these characters are used in Wano, then it comes off as a bit insulting at a certain point.
How badly some of these people have been used in Wano. Marco's wrecking shop. Marco's putting in work. Spoilers for a little bit, y'all. I'm gonna try to be vague, but I'm putting in some spoilers. Queen is one of my favorite things in all of Wano. He's hilarious.
And
he's so stupid. And he's got such a dumb design in the funkin' and the dancing and all that crap. And him just throwing it over the Scratchman and just going, hey, here's the antidote, fight for it. Could be fun. The Flying Six, they've all had fights. They all have
things.
Somebody like who he doesn't really have a distinct personality. Same like Sasaki, but 4 of them, I think that they have a good enough personality and good enough fights and abilities and all that stuff. Knowing their bounty does not do anything. Wasted in Wano? What do you mean by wasted? They're tracked to stop the Straw Hats, and they tried to, and they failed.
Even
Black Maria was putting hands to Sanji.
Worse than that, though, is Sabo and the Revolutionaries' bounties being revealed.
Who f***ing cares? Okay, you know this information. How does it help and or hurt? Mm-hmm. Before, how did you... spoilers are done, meme. Somebody tell meme that the spoilers are done. Thank you. How does it help or hurt the story that we go, oh, the Revolutionary Army combined, they have a $7 billion bounty? I don't know what their Bounties are.
I'm looking them up right now.
Legit don't even know what their bounties are.
I look up Morley. I like Morley. You stupid. Oh, you boys are y'all boys are all over me. Well, no, we're not. 300 mil. Not even 300 mil. What does that do?
That's one of their bounties?
Yes, that's Morley, the big fat dude.
Why? Why would I care?
What does it do? Okay, now that we know that, are we what? What
are we supposed to do?
What's Sabo's bounty?
Yeah, he is the number 2.
Sabo's the number 2.
And he has Ace's fruit now.
600.
That is...
For the number 2 in the Revolutionary Army, that's not a whole lot.
It means nothing now. Who cares?
Thanks, Drizzt.
The Revolutionaries, as we'll go over, are a group within the world building in One Piece that are woefully underwritten and underrepresented.
Underrepresented, but not underwritten. They're just a ancillary part of the world.
We have not gotten enough with them for anything. We've gotten maybe like 5 scenes with them.
Outside of, Sabo, Koala, and them.
We've not gotten a chance for them to be underwritten. Give them a chance.
Their best officers' bounties are a part of the reason why these people are supposed to be the number 1 threat to the world government alongside Dragon. Yet not only do we not see their bounties, the revealed bounties that we do get outside the story are extraordinarily low.
That's because bounties don't really say anything to strength.
It's just how much the government wants you.
Okay, how much have they done as the revolutionaries to raise their bounties? How many times have you heard, the revolutionaries attacked this island and did this thing and rallied the people and overthrew a government-sanctioned blah, blah, blah?
Here's 2 examples right now. Nico Robin is the key to the poneglyphs and everything. She had her first bounty was like 600.
60 million.
60 mil. That's nothing. Lost Devil Fruit. It was sold for over $1 billion. His bounty is not over $1 billion. It should be. Because his Devil Fruit is worth $1 billion. You kill him, you get the fruit. He's not worth $1 billion. Bounties don't mean anything.
It's really high for the 4th seas, but it's very low where we are at the moment in the story. But they're good bounties. Yeah, why would they put bounties on on top of putting the bounties on a terror? How many acts of terror are they doing to raise their bounty?
They're just going against the government.
Luffy raised his bounty because he was constantly doing things like taking out Shichibukai and going up in the thing. The first time he got a bounty is because he hit a Marine. He beat up the mouse Marine that tried to take Nami's money.
But then you look at the Shaba Odi, the worst generation. Once they walked up to the show up Shaba Odi, they went, Kid got the highest bounty because he just kills people.
He just hits towns and acts like a pirate would.
But whereas Luffy was actively just like, hey, shoot the flag and declare war directly on the government. And it's lower than Kid, who just slaughters people. Then you got Jack the Drought, the Wildfire, and the Plague. All things that harm people, and they're over $1 billion.
They're putting in the work to, because the reason that Shichibukais aren't higher is because they're government-sanctioned pirates. The reason the Yonkos are so high is because they're going against all this government and taking over lands and stuff.
Directly affecting
Fishman
people.
Island was Big Mom territory. They are taking over places and the government does not want that, so they keep raising their bounties. What is the Revolutionary Army doing? They're doing a bunch of behind the scenes, if anything. They to bring the government's corruption to light.
But they're not actively harming people.
They're not actively going to islands and fighting people and going, we're going to take over this island. Oh, really, Buggy? Well, how about 80 million on your head?
Whitebeard's bounty was so high because he had the ability to destroy the world if he wanted to in a second.
Also, they cover important stuff up and don't raise the bounties for that. Absolutely.
Yeah, they come, boy.
That's why Dofi knew
government corruption.
That's why Dofi knew Luffy was the one that took down Crocodile and that type of. Because it was just like, Smoker took him down. No, then why did Luffy's bounty get raised? Because they cover that up. They don't want. Same thing happened on Puck Hazard, where Smoker was just like, that's not what happened here. That's why Fujitori had to bow his head and broadcast it to the world.
Like, hey, this is what's going on.
Because then
otherwise it'd be a big cover up.
Akka was like, yo, what happened there? He's just like, I didn't want the story to get twisted. They covered this up. So why would they raise the revolutionary bounties thing? The Revolutionary Army's bounties. The bounties are not one-to-one the strength of you.
It seems like the government is number one, just like raise bounty if they hurt people or they are a direct threat to people. To us, hey, whatever. But to people, that's the problem. Because it's not all Akainus and stuff. It's people just like brand new who just stands there just like, hey, here's all the bounty people. It's just people working and go, we need to protect these people. How many people in the government do you think actually know about all the corruption and stuff? Or they just bums? They're just dudes that just doing the job.
Smoker was a vice admiral and he was like, hold on, what are you talking about? I didn't take down Crocodile with the Straw Hats. And Hina was just like, yo, Smoker, just let this go. So you think some bum corporal knows about corruption?
Which doesn't do the commanders any justice since they come off as underwhelming in of themselves.
Because it doesn't seem like they're super strong because they got a 300 million berry bounty.
Even though Morley was the first person to break out of Impel Down canonically.
Chopper's bounty is indeed 50 cents.
I think it's up to 100.
It is 100 after the post-time skip.
Individual people in a single Yonko's...
Yes, they're pirates doing pirate things, taking over territories. Yes. So they get a higher bounty than a bunch of people behind the scenes that the government don't even want you to know what's going on.
And as we saw, Big Mom will just actively send people to places and be like, go get me some eggs and kill people if you got to.
It better be the best eggs, and if they ain't paid up, take down the town.
Her first introduction song, you see Amande and the big train dude and the rabbit dude as they're just riddled with bodies, just like, yeah, I got the eggs, yeah, I got the cream. That's what they do. Big Mom don't give a So they are hurting people, and they're outside of that. Big Mom isn't like, hey, the government, because she can just rock up the Marine Fort and start stealing souls. The Akaina do nothing. He was afraid of Big Mom and Kaido, so if they rock over the Marine Fort, his soul is gone.
Crew have higher bounties than the people that the world government thinks are the number one threat. I don't know how you make that make sense.
So the janitor of the Revolutionary Army, they should have a higher bounty than Cracker because they're in the Revolutionary Army. Should they all just be of the same level? Or is Bello Betty the only person who's just like, hey, inspiring people? She should have a higher bounty than somebody like Cracker who could swing his sword and behead 10 people at the same time.
Also, wait, wouldn't they make a priority to stop pirates more now to the pirate age? Yeah, pirates are a priority. The Revolutionary Army is only the most dangerous man to the government. He ain't doing shit to the world to hurt the world. Pirates are
actively helping people, like when he did in the Ace Sabo Luffy backstory. Kizaru ain't afraid. Oh, he want that smoke. He wants it. Big Mom rocks up. Everybody's around him getting their soul. So he's like, oh, that's weird. She can do that?
Oh, is that your power?
Oh, look at that. Laser through the heart. I love him so much. That's all you need. Oh man, Big Mom, Kaido, Wano, Samurai, Straw Hats. You want me to hop on over there for you, Captain? You want me to handle that big dog?
Okay.
I can go. I can take a cannonball right there. I'll be there before lunch.
I'll be back with all their heads. You want that? I can
just give me a big enough bag. I'll get all of them.
Big Mom's might not fit, but just know she's going too.
I might have to make 2 trips, but I'll get her.
Hey, Marco was there too.
I got Marco as well. We let him get away, but I found Ben Beckman as well. That was the whole thing we went through. And Akino was like, no, don't. Why did you even ask that? That's the last thing that I want.
The world government doesn't want the world to know that the Revolutionary Army are threats. They have to justify it. That's a very good point. Because if you get a big bounty, it's got to be like, why do they have that bounty? We know why Luffy had his bounty. Hey, he rocked up in his lobby. He's a threat. He was in the Paramount War, and he broke a bunch of people out of Thriller Bark. He got to go up. He took down Doflamingo with Law. He got to go up. He didn't go up after Punk Hazard. He went up after Shaba Odi, but not Fishman Island.
But go ahead, I guess. Eustace Kid, all of the admirals, Onimaru, and even Kaido have their devil fruits revealed in an SPS. These are some of the most important characters in the story, outside of...
So you just want everybody to go, yo, this is my power. Here's what it does and doesn't do.
Hey, when Big Mom and Kaido were talking, Kaido, you owe me for when I gave you your devil fruit, the carp fruit, model dragon. You remember that? Yeah, because that's how people talk.
Onimaru. Oda even goes out of his way to hide the type of fruit Kaido has during a conversation with Big Mom, but then reveals the type that he has. Not for... What?
What do you mean? He didn't hide it. He said it.
Yeah, but it wasn't the exact cereal.
What does the exact thing do?
What does the exact knowledge of it do? Yeah, I don't think Kaido's fruit was revealed. I think the model of the fruit was. So we knew he had fish. We knew it was a dragon, but then it said Seiryu.
We see what the fruits do exactly. What do we need? What do we need the name for?
Show us more about Ben Beckman's relationship with Shanks than we get in the story.
Who gives a does it help the story?
This is supplementary information that we do not need for the story of One Piece to continue as it is.
Haha, Boogie Water, I have the sushi no me. Basically, let's sit down and explain it to you during our fight.
Here we go. You ready?
Oh, the model who gives a...
Oda adds more details about Mihawk's relationship with Shanks and how Mihawk became the best in a Viver card.
I'd like to know about
I
the
was
best
about
thing.
to say.
Because wouldn't that lead credence to how Zoro could become the best? I'd like to see that one.
Yeah.
But the rest of it, more relationship, that does nothing to the story. In fact, even how he became the best could be to the story, because it would be Zoro following the same type of trajectory. Looking it up on the Viver card now. How many chapters has Shanks even been in? Shanks has been in probably 11 chapters. We know it's a fish and it's a dragon, but we don't know it's fish blue dragon. Cool point, Drizzt. Reading through it now.
Okay. He's the world's strongest swordsman who sits at the top of all swordsmen. He became famous before the great age of pirates even started. He trained relentlessly for many years, challenging more and more powerful foes until there were no more worthy challengers. Before that, because of that, he became a Shichibukai to freely travel After Roger's death, despite having no crew, he spent most of his time sailing for fun. Originally, his epithet was going to be clairvoyant. Probably because of his eyes. He looks forward to the day a swordsman will emerge to surpass his rival, Red Hair Shanks. I believe this implies he wants to find an opponent even stronger than Shanks, but take it as you will. Confirmed to have both armament and observation hockey. So he fought a lot of people and then he didn't fight no more because there was no more strong people. Wow. I'm bursting with information.
I thought it was like a legit thing.
But it's Frank over here, he was the strongest, but then in the fight, Mihawk's sword turned black and he beheaded him. Okay, that makes sense. No, he fought a lot of people and then there were no more worthy opponents.
Meme, I was just about to say the same thing. That's exactly what Zoro's doing. He's fighting a bunch of strong swords opponents, and eventually there's not going to be any more to fight except Mihawk.
Muffs made it sound like he had a whole side story.
He fought a bunch of people.
And his relationship with Shanks, he wants to find somebody stronger than Shanks.
At least swords play wise.
I'm gonna look up Mihawk's Wikipedia and I'm gonna search for Shanks to see what exactly comes up.
How many chapters did I say? 8. You said 18. How many did I say? 17? Was I that close or did I say 14?
I don't remember. You know I can't count.
Wait a minute, Silas. Can you read?
Mihawk's only 6'6".
6'06".
Basketball players dunking on him. Shanks. Rival, lost interest, arm, neutral, friendly, party.
It didn't even say he fought swordsmen, just strong opponents.
Wouldn't hold back. Showed up.
11. Oof. I was way off.
Yeah, I'm not seeing really anything else. He dueled with Shanks when he was younger. Once a powerful rival with Shanks, duels, lost his arm, stopped. There's nothing that we got all this information here.
Oh, Drizzt. He can't be lying.
And of course, he didn't show it because it basically says nothing.
Nope. Yo, how long are we doing this? How long are we doing this today? Because we're close to a 2-hour ball. I don't know. What's the next?
Oh my goodness, we are close to a 2-hour ball.
What's the next? What's the next section?
I was about to say we could end it on whatever the section is.
2859. What?
That's 38.
Oh, 3859. My bad.
And the next thing starts at 3 flat. So it's another 20 minutes until we hit.
What's the next thing?
Shabaodi. We are right now in world building Oda and his editors.
Okay, let's keep going then.
Oh my goodness.
We also learn from the novels that Shanks seemingly got most of his reputation due to his fights with Mihawk. Oda reveals the entirety of Roger's crew, with all of them being drawn and named, which reveals that almost every single one of them is irrelevant.
Pause.
Despite...
What relevancy are they going to have in the story? Do they matter to the story? Does Spencer matter to the story?
And turn our head and be like, hey, Fishman Shambill. What up, though? What do we...
Yeah, I really need to know more about Scooper Gabbin.
Scooper was this left-hand man.
I don't give a...
I like Scooper.
Peter Moo. Show me more of Peter Moo. Bonkero question mark. Let me know that
What does it do to learn about Moon Isaac Jr.? Drizzt, this is not critique.
This is not
This
anything.
is nothing. You think you're doing something here. But you're not.
This is not important information.
They are irrelevant. They're most likely dead. Who cares?
Who cares?
I'm sorry.
And anybody that is going to be relevant will show up in the story and be relevant. If Colonel Mugren becomes is somebody in Elbath, okay, they're going to be important now.
If it's gonna be, hey, we learn more about Spencer or Big Mom, I'm choosing Big Mom. Cause this dude had his adventure.
It's over.
What is he doing for the story now? This is just information that, hey, if you care, it's here. If you don't, whatever.
It doesn't affect you in the slightest.
Cause Fishman Sam Bell, he was in there. I remember him fighting in the big scramble. Mm-hmm. He was there.
Oh, definitely.
Why do I need to know Fishman Samble's name? To be like, okay, good job, Oda. I want to know more about when Buggy and Shake was just like, that dude over there ain't slept. He got a weird body. Why ain't he sleeping?
Yo, what's up?
I want that, not Spencer. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Peter.
This is nothing. Drizzt, you're complaining to complain. How long do you want this story? You go, we not getting stuff for Chopper, but you want Moon Isaac Jr.? I don't have time for Moon Isaac Jr. Oda don't got time. Nobody got time for Moon Isaac Jr. Nobody needs to put time aside for Moon Isaac Jr.
Dedicate large portions of the story.
We don't need one sentence on Moon Isaac Jr. This right here is too much.
He got a big nose. That was too much design, Oda.
Now we just like Junior. Where's Senior? What's going on there? Is there Moon Isaac the Third?
I was just about to say we're gonna get the fourth fighting Luffy.
I don't care about Moon Isaac. Again, how long do you want this? You want everything and you want nothing.
Yeah, he wants one of those islands cut out, the ice or the fire island, but he also expand on the Roger crew.
He wants the 8th strongest swordsman in the world, but he also wants Chopper to be challenged in his doctrine. Dude, it's gonna be like 200 in chapters an arc. Cause we gotta figure out who made Rebecca's armor. And who braids her hair.
Oda should say no more, but why no Moon Isaac Jr.? That's basically what he's saying. Why aren't we getting these people even though he should say no more? But it's not important to the story, Drizzt.
Unbelievable. This man is flying the flag for Moon Isaac Jr. Not even the Funk Brothers. Who we are pro Funk Brother
yes.
Here on this muffin channel.
Give me them Funk Brothers. Wear that skin, bro.
But you find me one mother that's bumping Moon Isaac Jr. Let me look up Moon Isaac Jr. to see if anything comes up.
Something on the Reddit.
Status unknown. 1 paragraph.
Exists. Roger crew.
He seems to be weak. He seems to be weak to complaints as he becomes flustered when Roger spoke highly of his crew. Here he is, Moon Isaac Jr. Anything on the Reddit? Names of the pirates reveal, rough designs, the binding of Isaac. There is not a single Reddit thread on Moon Isaac Jr. I am so frustrated right now that this dude wants everything in the story, but he's talking about it.
Saying no and all this. He just wants him to have every idea he could possibly have put into the story for it to be streamlined, cohesive, not convoluted. to be compact to all have meaning and all 10 Straw Hats still get ample time on the screen. As well as other people.
This is unbelievable. The people who we need to know and care about, we do know and care about. I'm sorry for Moon Isaac Jr. I'm sorry, but we ain't got time for you.
Being on the most exclusive and notorious crew in history. Toko is revealed to be an adopted daughter of Yasu instead of his biological daughter. Yasu is also revealed to have not eaten a smile fruit. Despite the fact that Yasu and Toko were at one point characters that mattered in Wano, it's questionable as to...
You think Toko doesn't still... You know what? Let me just hear what he's about to say.
And Toko were at one point characters that mattered in Wano, it's questionable as to why these facts weren't incorporated into the relevant plot lines.
What does it do to know that that's an adopted daughter? Our stepdad is basically our dad, but when we go our dad, I'm not talking about the dude that birthed me. I'm talking about
our father.
Yes, I'm talking about the stepdad. It does nothing to say that. What does it do? Oh, Yasop is even a nicer dude. Okay, he didn't eat a smile fruit. Yeah, we saw him frowning a lot. He wasn't laughing and all that. He's just trying to keep the spirits up. We saw him frowning. It does nothing. Sorry. Wano was also not finished.
Because if they had been, it would have helped fix many of the issues that both characters have.
What issues? Please. Is he going to say the issues?
No.
Agreed.
All members of CP...
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. And watch the hand on that.
Oh, you. Shut up.
We're not gonna do this 20 minutes because we're pausing every like 4 seconds. We're not doing it.
Goodness.
We're gonna stop when we feel like stopping.
9 are revealed to have hockey, and there is a discussion and confusion around them having hockey during the pre-time skip due to a translation concerning them strengthening it over time. Which, if CP9 did have hockey during...
Strengthening it over time. So did they get it in a 1-year time skip and then strengthen it more? Could that possibly have happened? They didn't need to have hockey now. Could that have happened, Drizzt?
And the pre-time skip creates concerns surrounding the power levels of Eni's lobby, which already had concerns. X-Drake is revealed to have been...
DS Drake.
Already had concerns. X-Drake is revealed to have been raised like a father by Sengoku, in the same fashion that was done to Corazon. X-Drake is the first character we learn to have been in Sword, and gets horribly treated on Wano. Despite being a character in Law's flashback, his relationship with Sengoku seems to have been thrown by the wayside. All of the flying...
We just now learned that he's actually a member of the Marines! Maybe give it a second!
And what did that relationship do for the story?
You say he was a part of Law's backstory, but he was in like 3-4 pages. Due to a translation, what does this have to do with Oda? Absolutely.
Yeah, they could have mistranslated. Who knows?
6 are confirmed to have observation and armament hockey, with only 2 of them actually using these abilities during their fights in Wano. That's an inconsistency. It's revealed...
What is observation hockey gonna do?
What's the inconsistency? We've already seen that it can be overcome. Luffy has active future sight. He could not dodge Kaido's Thunder Bagua as he saw the future. So his observation hockey advanced was overcome.
So regular observation hockey, like I don't know what you want it to do.
In every regard that Kaido...
Armament hockey. Armament hockey isn't just black arm. Mm-hmm. It's armament hockey, and also black arm is an offshoot of it. It's an advanced version of it. So they can also just use the armament hockey without using the black arms and the black legs.
During their fights in Wano. That's an inconsistency. It's revealed in...
No, it's not used. It's not inconsistent.
Every regard that Kaido perceives Luffy as the only person since Odin's death worthy of going all out against, despite having run into Shanks and having Shanks in his top 5 and fighting Big Mom. And
okay. Luffy is more to Kaido.
Yes.
What is the issue?
He was one shot, and as he was actively knocked out, he was still glaring at him. And Kaido went, I really want to break you. And he couldn't, and he didn't. And Luffy came back stronger.
You gotta cut off their head, otherwise...
Man, they just gonna rally behind him.
I should have showed him the body. Fuck. He's gonna be like a martyr now, dang it.
But Shanks walked away unharmed. Kaido walked away unharmed from their... And we don't even know if they actually fought. He could have just gave them some alcohol and be like, hey, piss off.
Or disagreement is just like a couple slashes, just like, all right, I'm gone. I'm out.
We don't know what really happened there.
I mean, that's like saying Whitebeard and Shanks fought. Because they had their little clash on Whitebeard's ship. I don't know what happened.
What happened after that? Well, silly. Sorry. Let me just put that back.
Of course, I've touched on it before, but we learn of Nami's dream progression through the SBS, and the list goes on and on.
Yeah, okay, sorry we don't see her draw on the map.
Yeah, sorry.
What does it do for the story?
I think he lost track of the thread of what he was talking about, just like with the dreams. He's just lost what he was talking about. He's just going, this is information we don't see in the story, so we're not seeing this information. He lost what he was talking about.
It's not important. Yeah, it's not. When does Nami draw it? Oh, at night. Why aren't we learning this in the story? Because it doesn't matter.
Some of the things that I listed are genuinely important because they are attached to big concepts in the story.
Like?
Some seem like they are missed opportunities that don't make any sense as to why they didn't happen in the story. And
Oda said no.
Oda said no.
Some of them really don't matter. I included
some of them don't matter, then why'd you bring them up?
He said I included them because...
Story. And some of them really don't matter. I included a bit of everything to make it clear that there are too many characters and not enough time to divulge in them. As of right now, there are close to or exceeding 1,200 named characters within the story. Every time you increase the number of characters in a story, you are increasing the length of that story.
Pause. Are you including Isaac Moon Jr. in that 1,200?
Absolutely.
Because we don't know about him.
Well, he's named.
So we're not lengthening anything by Oda drawing Isaac Moon Jr. 2 years after he showed up. The bastard don't even have a month in unit in One Piece Treasure Cruise. And everybody got one in that. Get this out of here.
Because
Shanks could have hit Kaido with some good sake, however... Kaido did name Shanks when he mentioned the top 5 greatest men he ever fought. Yeah, but we don't know if they fought then or before or after.
Or how much of a fight it was.
That story. Because in order to show new characters, you need to spend time introducing them, right? Which means that part of the attention of the story...
No, isn't that part of your problem that we don't get time with these characters? So if it's just like, oh, here's Jesus Burgess, and he fights somebody... That would be a poorly written section of the story. But it didn't lengthen the story. This isn't necessarily a thing, is what I'm saying.
And not all named characters are lengthening the story. Like, some of them need... Didn't a penguin...
She's been in like 12 panels. Because there was the first time where Soge King got a bounty. And they went, yeah, well, I gotta work to fix him up. And then... It was when he was God Usopp and they actually showed his face. And they showed Kaya and Karen and all of them.
But didn't the penguin that Sanji got put into in Thriller Park, didn't he get a name?
I think so.
That didn't lengthen the story. That was somebody who got his name, who got put into his body.
That would normally go to other people is redirected. Which, if you are like Oda... and most characters in the story that are introduced don't have much at all to do with any of the main characters, then you are taking away from time that could be used on the most important characters. Because
what more time is needed for Nami? If you give her a few good moments in a story or in an arc, what more time do we need?
She could have been complacent in actively killing Big Mom and Whole Cake. They could have split her cloud in half. And yeah, I've messed up that word. I forget what the word is. I'm tired. It's all over. Everything is
Oh,
over.
it sounds like we're ending soon.
Oh yeah, right now. But when the cloud was split and she got shot, could have just been pushed right into the sea and killed. And she would have been like, I helped kill Big Mom.
Many of the characters that end up being added don't add a whole.
Complacent.
Complacent is...
It's complicit, not complacent.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's what I was thinking.
A lot of value. And this is a circular issue. Oda spends a lot of time introducing new characters, which make fans become attached to said characters or become hyped for what those characters could be in the future, to ultimately end up doing nothing with those characters and have...
What can
character?
you do with Rebecca now? What are you gonna do?
What about the characters that we do? You show Kid of all people? What are you talking about?
Yeah, what are we gonna do with Chew? You became a fan of Chew, now what? You want him to come back on Fishman Island?
I love Amande so much. I don't care if she ever shows up again. It don't mean nothing. I got what I got, and I've never expected more than what I got from Amande. The Mad Mademoiselle.
Bocce is the name of the cockroach full body kills and puts in the soup.
Jesus Christ! That's one of the 1,200. Give him a backstory.
Yeah,
Oda has issues.
Yeah. Too often, these characters are done because we've gotten their story. We've gotten the conclusion to their story. What more do I need to know from Viola? Tell you what, zero. What more do I need, Baby 5?
Kobe's gonna rock up every now and again because we're following his story very loosely.
Yeah.
But if they would just went, yo, Helmelpo fell into the sea and died, that's it for him. What does it do? Nothing. I care if Foxy shows back
In
up.
the new world.
Foxy busted.
He is busted.
Foxy is...
Can you imagine him hitting the beam on Kaido right now?
Man, he's like Buggy. It's like, apply yourself. Please.
Work. Just a little bit of work. You could be dummy scroll.
Awakened Foxy? Just touching the ground and like everything that he touches and that slows down.
Oh yeah, so he's just bouncing things around trying to hit you so you slow down?
Maybe it's like instead of 5 seconds or 7 seconds, whatever it is, he's just like unlimited time until I cut it off. Foxy busted. Bring back Foxy, Oda. What are you doing?
And them be irrelevant. This creates...
Who was irrelevant? Because they're relevant in their section of the story, their arc. Conus was very relevant in Skypiea, but we never need to see her again.
Yes.
She's not relevant to the overall
it's
story.
Not that type of story. This is a whole world. They're moving forward. What are we gonna do with Conus up in Sky Island? And hop back every now and again and just like, ooh, rubber band cutaway.
False expectations and inevitably lets people down. The fan favorite characters get very little attention because Oda is spending so much time introducing all these new people with mixed results.
Okay, fan favorite characters. Is he supposed to cater his story to who a bunch of people like?
This is the problem that I have with My Hero. They saw them popularity polls and it's just like, Jiro's top 10? We'll give her a little arc where she just discovers her, gets a little confidence. Oh, this earthquake dude is top 10? Whatever, just throw him into a random chapter. I don't want to be catered to. Because Ace has been in top 10 for so many popularity polls, and he's dead. He already talked about going to Wano, so it's not like the flashbacks with the Wano thing is a surprise. This was set up all the way back in Marineford. So it makes sense for him to be there. But if it was just like, hey, the Fire Island, this reminds me of Ace. That wouldn't make any sense. People become attached to characters. You can't help that. You can't help the people like me who love Amande.
You can't be a writer going, wow, people really love this character. Let me do even more with them. Let me fundamentally change what I wanted to do with my story in this part so Ace is here.
How is Oda supposed to know who people are gonna like?
He said, with the top 10, I was very surprised at Carrot being top 8.
Carrot and Robin.
He was very surprised by their placements. Did he go, well, I gotta showcase Carrot more? No, he got off screen. Destroyed off screen. Did not get her revenge. Barely doing anything in Wano. To the detriment of me, because I want more Carrot.
Big yo. Is he supposed to use them all the time? Exactly. I don't... This argument is terrible. It's just like, hey, there's too many characters. So what? Less characters? So just cut out Rebecca and Viola and Dressrosa? What are we supposed to have in their place? Or does he need to make...
More stuff with Nami. More stuff with Robin.
But he needs to make characters to make the story in the island because they're all little islands. They're all
They have their own
world.
history and... Yes. It is part of world building. They have their own history, their own way of doing things. You can't just eat that thing building. It's not set for destruction.
Yeah. What? I don't need to know about Mont Dor or Amande.
Yoshimoto is the owner of Spice Bean, the restaurant in Alabaster.
No, but he's named, so we need a cover story for him. How did he get that restaurant? Oh, this is what Drizzt wants.
Results, which relates back to what I was talking about with people like Usopp and Robin and all of the Straw Hats that end up suffering excessively. Oda has sacrificed depth for width.
Based on what? You think just because Usopp isn't getting Zoro shine, you think there's no depth now? There's less depth because it's wider?
Cutting out the Funk brothers would give Nami the time that she needs to shine.
Nami got one of her best moments in this arc recently. She just got a power up. What she need? I don't know what this guy wants.
I honestly don't know what he wants.
And I'm finding myself caring less about what he wants because he's not explaining what he wants, or what he explains is contradictory to the stuff he's already said he wanted. Dragon versus Axe and Morgan.
Oh, the fight of the century.
And there are other sources for me to quote that help support this, and these other sources include interview snippets. Interviews, now, they're not always the most accurate depiction of what and when something is occurring, but there are several interviews from Oda and people around Oda that I think are a bit eye-opening. Let's take a look at some of them. According to the magazine, the editor said Oda spends much time on deciding how to cram his ideas into 17 pages. I just can't help but draw a lot.
Go back.
Mm-hmm. According to the magazine, Oda said, if I'm allowed to draw 30 pages each week, I'll soon finish submitting them. Editor said Oda spends much time on deciding how to cram his ideas into 17 pages. There are about 10 fonts of One Piece, all of which are specified by editor, not Oda. So basically, Oda has 30 pages worth of ideas, and he puts them in 17 pages. Okay.
What's the problem?
I just can't help but draw a lot. The weekly format is set at 19 pages. But from the creator perspective, I want to move the story along faster. I end up jamming as much as I can in there. There is also wanting to finish faster so I can relax. One Piece has more characters than before. Oda has to cram a lot of information into one chapter to move forward with the story. Oda says he would be able to draw really impressive fight scenes only if he could keep drawing the fight scene for 2 chapters in a row. He feels One Piece can only spend 1 chapter at most on a fight scene. There's a lot to unpack here, but let's start with...
He puts a lot of information in each chapter, and he doesn't flesh out fight scenes as much as you think he should.
He's about to unpack it.
With the smallest things and work our way up. Let's start with art. It's actually pretty hard to convey this change without asking people to reread the story, but it's something that I think is rather noticeable once you do.
Paneling.
No way.
Paneling.
No way.
We never left.
We never left.
Comparing the art of the pre-time skip to the post-time skip brings about almost a night and day difference. The interviews show that Oda feels an obligation to cram as much as he...
Not an obligation, a want.
Yes.
He has 30 pages worth of ideas. He wants to hit all those ideas, so he does 17. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. The little car.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, this panel was fantastic.
Oh, that's good. That's a good one.
And into panels, which can certainly be felt. Oda...
Wow, paneling, you were correct.
Yep. And he's using these two big 2-page spreads to illustrate his point. And he used little this dude used very small zoomed in panels, and he uses these 2-page spreads. Dude, come on. You can't do this.
Amount of tools he has as an artist because he thinks more equals better.
No, he thinks more equals faster. He didn't say my work is better. He said I want it faster.
Disingenuous. I can't believe this. You can't do this.
Yeah, Beyond.
You
give
can't
Oda 22 pages.
He would kill himself. You can't do zoomed in single panels of talking and then do these big action scenes.
Yeah, that was super disingenuous.
And 2-page action scenes. You can't do this.
Oda doesn't use spreads to the degree that he did in the past. He no longer uses minimalistic drawing.
Look how squished that is and zoomed in. Where's the rest of that page? Because it's not just this one panel. Dude, he's just lying to the audience. This is such disingenuous work.
Unbelievably so.
Drawings as much either. There is no longer a greater emphasis on showing facial expressions or spending time showing the build-up and execution of a plot
Based
line.
on what?
There are so many things going on at all times that Oda simply off-screens events, discussions, and fights in the attempt to push the narrative. One Piece is...
I can't stand this dude. I'm going to look at the recent chapter because he just said there's no emphasis on facial expressions.
Wow, okay.
Scratch Man Apu. Big Mom Ray rampaging out. A number. Facial expressions. Yamato. Facial expressions.
Yeah, but it's not a big old page, like half the page of just...
Is that?
I don't know.
Look how zoomed in this is! Shocked Zoro face.
Yeah, that's good.
Let's go to the last chapter with Sanji. I'm being very vague. Y'all know what happened with Sanji. It was good stuff.
That was good stuff. Yeah, these are all talking scenes as opposed to action scenes.
Look at him just with his head down.
Yeah, we can't say anything, y'all. Sorry.
Look at the no face shot. This says so much.
Stop shaking.
Dude, these...
Oh yeah! Nami saying Luffy will be king of the pirates!
This dude
I forgot how great
is
that was!
Such a sack of crap with this totally not marked paneling lion bush. Look at how he shows this panel. As opposed to the 2-page action scene. Dude. You can't do this and hold any level of integrity. People should not listen to you after seeing this. You said compare the post and the pre. And you do talking scenes with big revelations and big action scenes. 2-page spreads. Y'all remember when I was laughing? That was fun. Now it's the complete opposite emotion.
Fighting shonen.
Let me look at that picture again.
Look at this. This is straight up just 2 panels in a page.
The little car. The little tiny car kills me.
Series where almost everything is exclusively resolved through a fight. A story where the progression of character strength is paramount in telling the journey.
Don't care about progression of strength. I don't care how strong Usopp is now compared to Fishman Island. I care about what's going on in the story.
The time skip was set in place in order to prepare Luffy and the crew for the New World because they weren't strong enough. We are talking about like the foundation for change, right? And yet Oda thinks
Get him, Arouge! Get him! I'm up! We're rooting for you, Arouge!
We are talking about like the foundation for change, right? And yet Oda thinks that because there are so many characters in the story, he can't give it his all in fights because otherwise he wouldn't be able to finish. This is all the result of Oda's world being too big and him trying to compensate. And this is also taking...
But he still does it anyway. The Bardo fight with the big spiky dude was like 2 chapters.
Mm-hmm. There are a lot of times where he still does a chapter or 2 fight. How long did Black Maria and Ramen last? Because it was over several chapters, and then they got like a chapter and a half for the dedicated, basically dedicated to them.
Yeah.
Into consideration the fact that Oda is aging and he's not getting any healthier. That's part of the issue as well.
So do more.
Bring in Isaac Moon Jr.
Oda's current philosophy is actively working against his own health. We know that Oda has...
I think it would be the opposite. And you know what? It even hurts him to have only 3 chapters a week because he absolutely has to cram more in now, or 3 chapters a month.
I think if they let him, if they were just like, hey, Oda, you get more pages, he would be doing 30 a week, and he would be getting a minute of sleep a night.
I can see Oda doing bi-weekly 32 page bi-weekly. Absolutely, if they would allow him to do that.
Been hospitalized before for overworking. But how many of you know that his eyesight is declining? And it's harder for him to focus on little details like drawing paint.
He's getting older. That's one of the things that go when you get older.
Anime consistently. Oda's doctors have told him that if he doesn't move and stay healthy regularly, he'll die.
Pause.
And
you say that about anybody. Office workers. If I have a smartwatch, and if I sit down for too long, it'll be like, hey, you've been sitting down for too long. Do some chair twists or walk around or something. That's health stuff. And as for a manga, where you just sitting there hunched over for all day, of course.
Several days worth of just hunched.
And a lot of this is the result of what the lifestyle of a mangaka entails. A lifestyle that has people spending most of their day hunched over a table staring at a piece of paper. That's not really helping Oda's health, is it? Oda's insistence on quantity over quality is not what's best for his health.
Insistence on... So you think there's a lack of quality now?
Yes.
Because there's so much going on.
But even though we're not getting the backstory or the name for Isaac Moon Jr. and Spencer. So he's doing neither quality nor quantity.
So you want him to be doing what he's doing. You want him to do basically a little less every week, but for much longer.
You haven't seen part 7 of JoJo, but didn't it change to monthly, but instead of weekly? Yes. It changed. It had like 10 or 11 chapters of weekly, then it changed to monthly. I think it went from Shonen Jump to Seinen.
Or the Shonen Sunday equivalent of it.
Something like that.
I think Detective Conan goes through that.
All these health issues would still be there if he did what Drizzt wants. Absolutely.
Except he'd be doing it for longer. Because now
it's just big panels and less information per chapter.
So instead of, if One Piece is going to end in 6 years, it would end in like 13 years.
Oh, and also we need to remember that no combining ideas. So now we need a fire island and an ice island.
Yeah.
thus increasing it more.
Or he would just have to go, no, you don't get one of those.
And that isn't to say that Oda hasn't drawn things well, or that it's necessarily bad all the time. The issue I'm bringing up here is the philosophy and the results that are clearly driving Oda's hand. His ideology is flawed, and it makes it all the more clear how One Piece has changed. If One Piece was exactly the same in every category except art, then what I'm saying here wouldn't matter. It'd simply just be a change in art style that people find subjective.
It's not a change in art style. It's a change in paneling, if anything. He's doing more with the same amount that he used to have.
He doesn't understand what he's talking about.
How did his art style change? I mean, it improved, but did it change? I honestly think it would be, you're right, Peon, I honestly think it would be worse for Oda if he did what Drizzt is saying.
I think Araki wanted to write more, but they did not give it to him, so he went monthly. I haven't seen any interviews as to why he went monthly. It could have just been the restrictions that he was getting, because with the whole Part 6, no lesbians, too many girls things, and he's just like, hey, let me go to monthly, and then bam, lesbians.
But the fact that I can point to Oda himself making arguments as to why he's drawing things differently paints this.
I draw 30, I make it 17 so I can get through the story faster.
If I could, I would do 30.
If they would allow me to, I'd do 30. But they only allow 19, so gotta force some of this stuff in. Is this a decline in the story? Is this a decline in the plot?
Yes, 100%. 1,000,000%. Just got back. Did the video get any better, or should I go get my pizza? Oh, the video improved a whole lot. It went from like a -12 to like a +3, actually. He's been making some really good points. Go back. Don't go back and fact check me. Just believe me. I think I've earned your trust by now.
In an entirely new light that isn't just...
Yeah, I would be fine with Oda going monthly.
Yeah, it'd be fine. I just want him to live and be happy and healthy and all that stuff. I don't mind waiting.
Yeah, I don't want to be 2 years out from One Piece and he dies. I do not want that from Oda.
Oh yeah, dude. Oda just mixing things up, bruh. This goes beyond that.
Who is this?
What is this surfer doing? Where did he come from? Who is this character? Who is this wacky character that we're just being introduced to? Is this a character that he constantly do in his videos and we can't see because they're all privated?
I saved the most concerning yet interesting quote for last. Do you have the feeling that the anime is your rival? Yes, I do, but it is also a strong ally in many situations. Compared to the original manga, the anime sheds light on points that had not been sufficiently addressed to show things in a clearer way. On the one hand, I tell myself that this is a good thing, but on the other hand, it also hurts my heart. But in the end, the anime that manages to do what I have failed to do is a great motivation to improve myself. Wow. Oda readily admits through this answer that the manga has not addressed things in a proper manner so as to depict what the story is trying to tell its readers.
Pause. Not some things, absolutely. So
like fight scenes where you'll get maybe 3 panels of a fight and they're just like, okay. Because there are, and this is a problem with manga specifically anyway, there are too many times where I just do not know what is going on the page. It's not sufficiently shown. Mm-hmm. And anime absolutely
you get
helps with
turns, rocks flying up and things like that and go, okay, now I see exactly what's going on. Like slices, and somebody just slices right past them. You don't know how exactly they slice, where they slice from, what happened there.
We don't know specifically what he's talking about.
What he's referring to. It could just be the daddy thing with the Usopp glasses. It could just be lengthening of fight scenes. But now you're just going to extrapolate, hey, he's agreeing with me, so all this stuff, and no. He just goes, yeah, there's some stuff that the anime does better.
Yeah, Oda has 19 pages, while they have 20 minutes. And on top of 20 minutes, they use like 0.75 of a chapter. Sometimes 0.5 of a chapter. They can use
however much of the chapter, however little is of the chapter. They can add filler, whatever they want to do. They have the story. All they need to do is adapt it. Oda got to write. He got to draw it.
Plan for the future.
He got to do all this stuff. All they have to do is adapt it. So when Luffy rears back for a punch, instead of rear back punch 2 panels, it's a rear back facial reaction, him grunting, flashbacks of why he's about to punch, then the punch. You get all that.
Meaning that Oda isn't even writing to his own standards.
What? There are some things I don't do sufficient enough, but it allows me to improve. Oda is never writing to his standards. He never did. He said One Piece is going to be done in 5 years.
He never can.
He never can. His standards are too high.
His standards are too high. The constrictions of
the weekly format.
His editors, all this stuff. He never can. But you're not going to take it that way. You're going to be like, Oda knows he a big stinky man.
You're right, Hopeless. Make a whole episode out of that 3-page fight with Hiei and the Saint Beast. That's exactly what happened. Fleshed out a lot more was shown. Drizzt is awful, dude. We're about to end this. What is he about to say next?
He is aware that the anime is trying to pick up on things that he's failed. Animes are naturally supposed to help the source material, but this goes beyond simply helping.
How? That's exactly what he said. It helps. It's both an ally and a motivator to do better. What is he? Oda said exactly that. It helps with the story. The f are you talking about?
It's trying to lift part of a load. This level of self-awareness from Oda is also troubling because Oda seems to paint these things in a light where it is, and at the same time isn't out of his hand to control, which makes me feel as though that the things I've been pointing to are all a part of a convoluted mess of issues that Oda himself can't seem to get to the bottom of.
What?
And I can't say for certain what exactly the source of this is because I don't think there is simply one thing. Obviously, something has changed between the pre-time skip and the post. But a factor that I don't think is talked about a whole lot in how Oda seems to be pushing things along is his age and how that plays a factor in his own.
That's talked about a lot. He's been doing this for what, 20-something years? He started in his 20s. That's talked about a whole lot. 20th anniversary. So you have to go, wow, 20 years. Even if he started at 18, that's still, he's going into his 50s. Age is talked about quite a lot.
I think One Piece started in 99. So 22 years. Going on 23 years.
Own mind, because he knows that he has to finish One Piece before it's too late. Mortality is imminent. Oda has expressed probably a dozen times at this point between interviews and commentary about his desire to finish One Piece soon. Every year for the past several years, Oda releases a statement reaffirming the fact that the end is near. In 2019...
And yet, even with all this compression, he's still not there.
Yes.
Oda stated that he wanted to end One Piece in 5 years. In that same year, Oda's editor, Naito, said that he was skeptical of Oda ending One Piece, but they believed that if Oda said so, he could do it. In 2020, Oda said that One Piece had 4 to 5 years left. And then again in that same year, Oda reaffirmed that the series was going to end soon. And in 2021, as I was editing the script...
Hold on, so... in 2002... Oda said it would take basically about 20 years to do everything he wanted, which was about 2022. And now everything is just pointing to 2024 to 2025. It sounds like he basically is doing everything he's wanted to do from the beginning, pre-time skip and post-time skip.
He's a couple years, but he's on track.
As I was editing the script, one of Oda's newest editors, Iwasaki, came out and commented on this progress. And this is probably more than likely associated with Oda saying that the story was heading into its final stages during his comments on the 100th volume of One Piece. Iwasaki's comment was that they are approaching the end of the story faster than they had anticipated. Now, obviously...
What? What?
The progress is rapid and beyond our imaginations. I feel that the end is near.
This doesn't mean that One Piece is going to end for sure in 4 years or less. Everyone tends to be a bit off in their initial estimates, and as an author, it's more than likely the case that you can't predict when you're going to run into creative streaks, which end up lengthening your series. The strict timeline of 4 to 5 isn't the biggest takeaway from what Oda is trying to communicate. The biggest takeaway is his intent. What is Oda trying to do? What does he want? He wants to finish the story as fast as humanly possible.
No, he wants to finish the story fast because he doesn't know what is going to happen in 5 years.
It's not as fast as humanly possible. It's as fast and putting in as much as he wants to put in.
If it was as fast as humanly possible, he would look at those 30 pages and go, no, I'm going to look at 60 pages and cut it down to 17. Y'all are going to get half chapter fights. Not even a chapter. Half chapter fights. You're going to get half chapter information. I'm going to off screen as much as possible. I'm going to stick to the most important things in manga to get to the end point.
But he's not doing that.
He's not doing that. He's cramming 30 pages into 17 to try to finish it in 4 years instead of 8. He wants to make a good, fun story, and he's doing that with the constrictions that he has in place of a 17 to 19 page format.
And if you are a current reader of Wano during the progress of Onigashima right now, and you are looking at the leaps in power that are being made, this makes way too much sense.
What leaps of power?
Luffy was already set up with the advanced hockey. This was set up. The whole coding yourself in hockey, that was set up before quite a few times with the clash between Whitebeard and Roger, where they would just go, they're not even touching blades. Big Mom, she always has her Conqueror's hockey up, so you gotta break her mind and then you can attack her. That was set up back in Whole Cake Island. Zoro, Enma, this is set up. Leaps of power. Sorry for the spoilers,
Oda
y'all.
once said that he wanted to finish One Piece before he turned 50, so that he could spend time and travel around the world in his relative youth before it was too late to do so. Oda's birthday is January 1st, and he'll be turning 47 in a couple months. If you go back and rewind time to 2019, when he first started talking about One Piece and how it was going to end in 5 years, he was 44. Now, it could be a coincidence that Oda started really hammering in the fact that he was ending One Piece on a timeline that has a direct correlation to him reaching 50 years old, but I don't think it is a coincidence. I think it...
So, when he says in 2021, his editor says there's 5 years left, so Oda will be 51 and or 52. So, doesn't that leave more credence that it was simply a coincidence and that Oda is not going to hit that time frame?
I don't know why he's talking about all of this. This is worthless.
Worthless information.
He needs to get to whatever point he's trying to make. Luffy the category to Kaido, I guess. A lot of people seem to have a problem with Luffy being as strong as a Yonko at age 19. Age ain't got nothing to do with it.
How's he as strong as a Yonko?
It's age.
No,
whatever.
how's he as strong as a Yonko?
He's getting worked by Kaido.
He got worked by Kaido several times. It took a bunch of people helping him, and then he might still need some help up there.
And also heal. You have to put, I guess, because Drizzt ain't explain what the fee meant. Because he a bum.
And I can't really blame him. Oda isn't a young buck anymore. To get to the level of success that Oda...
You can't really blame him, but you're absolutely blaming him.
He is.
...has reached in his life, you naturally have to make sacrifices. One of those sacrifices is family. Oda has not been able to see his family nearly as much as he would want to. Things have gotten to the point where Oda basically has to make special days just to see his daughters. They are not a regular and normal part of his life. I'm sure Oda would love nothing more than to spend his days basking in the sunshine on some, tropical island with his family, enjoying his fortune.
Breath of the
It's a
Wild.
good motivation to have, but everything comes at a cost. And that cost is the world that Oda has put his blood, sweat, and tears into. I don't think Oda is intentionally sabotaging One Piece, because if that was the case, then we'd have something truly disturbing to talk about. But whatever it is that Oda wants, I don't think there's a good structure set in place around him to reach his desires. Geniuses are often blinded to their own flaws. They can be so wrapped up in their worlds, they often overlook the little things. And if there was anyone that could be classified as a genius, it's Oda. I think he's fucking brilliant. I think there are elements to being an author that you either have or you don't. Oda's creativity and sheer joy that he has for his craft isn't something you can learn. It's a gift. It's a mindset. And he's one of the most gifted people out there. But if you are living in a vacuum, getting feedback can be difficult. And I would say, given everything that I've been able to gather from the sparse information available, that there is something seriously wrong with the support system that Oda has around him, which means that I think there is some blame to be put on his editors and staff. It is an editor's job to point things out to authors that they otherwise wouldn't have been able to see. They serve as that outside perspective and backbone that helps keep the author's head above water. Obviously, the main culprit in all of this is still Oda. As the creator and lead in everything that happens within the story, he bears the brunt of responsibility, which is unfortunate because obviously you don't want to hear that. But as we've seen, Oda himself seems to have regrets at some of the things he's been unable to do. That's one thing, but to head back to the editors, I've been able to find things that maybe I can draw connections to, and I'd like to share them with you.
I'm stopping there. I don't want to hear this editor talk right now. We're done. I'm tired of it. I think Oda is brilliant and a pussy.
You can be both. Oh, Drizzt. Drizzt is reprehensible.
Reprehensible, dude.
I do not like him.
This is one of the most I think there are some good points within there's good points on the periphery of the points he's making. Like, if you want to talk about Oda cramming too much in because he wants to do the story fast, I have no problem with that. But it's just like, Oda's sabotaging his manga because he's putting too much in. Look at these panels. Like, you bullshit. Oh, no.
Isaac D. Moon Jr. coming at you. He's the real mastermind behind all this. No. Yeah, we're going to start putting up not Dritz's, oh my goodness.
Yeah, Dritz's.
We're going to start putting up Rex's stuff, questions and all that stuff.
Yeah, there was no homework. Read Beastars, y'all. It's big good.
There is homework, and I forget who it was who asked.
Oh, there was the top 10 thing.
And I don't have anything. I'm trying.
Yeah.
It's a lot of stuff that we did
it's really
during
hard.
that month.
It's really
So
hard.
I will have a definitive 10 list should we do one next week, because I don't know if we are necessarily.
I mean, we won't be doing Drizzt next week.
Yeah.
But we'll be doing something
So
next week.
there will be a definitive 20 things that me and him will say about Viewer Request Month top 10 moments. Yeah. I'm getting through them. It's hard because it's a lot. And it makes me angry. Oh, man. He's not even talking about time skip stuff yet. Definitive stuff.
I mean, we're getting close to it, though.
Let me check out the, while you're doing that, I'm going to check out the time skips. Return to Shaba Odi, Fishman Island, subplot.
What could he have against the Return to Shaba Odi?
It's just 6 minutes.
That's a lot of time.
Subplot discussions. Hody Jones, Sanji Auga. Shirahoshi character discussion plus Shirahoshi. Almost 20 minutes. What the Oh no. Punk Hazard, Sanji's pervertedness. That is a whole separate thing. Bond Clay and the consequences of playing God. What the Zoro versus Monet, Nami, Toshigi, and the children. Punk Hazard plot wrap up. Sanji attack cooking. Punk Hazard conclusion. I thought that was in the plot wrap up. And ending statements. Oh my goodness.
This sounds terrible. It looks like my Windows crashed. The Windows Explorer, nothing else. Yeah, it's gonna come back now.
Oh man, we're gonna be here forever.
We're gonna be here for a long time. We did 3 hours, and I think we did about 40 minutes.
And this is the problem with the whole going back to stuff, and this is a problem with the everything wrong with and everything great's about. It's just like, man, we gotta go back to them. It's always lingering of just, man, we gotta go back.
And that's the thing I really don't want. I don't want to go
That
back.
feeling is terrible.
It's not a good one. It's not the best feeling in the world.
That's
Oops.
yeah.
Well, the Drizzt video can go.
Start gearing up the questions if y'all got them.
Yeah, if you want questions, do it. Read Beastars. That's what I say.
Watch Beastars as well. You're really enjoying the
Please
the
don't.
anime.
Please don't. I might legit drop the anime.
Bums. But no, it could add stuff like with the Oda and the
Oh, it did add stuff.
yeah,
It
good
added,
stuff.
It added one of the discussions with Legoshi, and I was super pissed about it.
Oh, word.
Yep. Because that did not. What they're doing is basically the most. They're focusing too much on his. I'm a beast, and I need to be not a beast stuff, and I'm just like, just the politics at play here, the classism
The
and
sex.
there's some sex.
There always is.
But the sex has meaning behind it. It's not just her wanting sex. It's just like sex is the only time we're all equals. It's so good. It makes so much sense. It's so it's fire. Please read Beastars.
Sorry. Hashtag not a furry.
It's questionable. I'm telling y'all, please read Beastars. Actually, this one needs to be big, so I'm going to say that one for last.
Further my info card. It says Kaido and it's got the little dragon on it. That's the channel mascot. Isaac Moon Jr.
What do you think of the ending of Beastars? I don't know what the discourse is behind it of whether people wanted more out of it. It was okay-ish, but I think it wrapped up a little too rapidly, and we don't get enough. I always say I hate when they time skip and it's just like everybody's together, everybody's happy. But I would have really liked to have seen a world where herbivores and carnivores came together a little bit more. Even if that wasn't what happened, I would have preferred something. See you later, Hill. Yeah, I do like the ending line. Isaac Moon Jr. emote. Dude, he's 100% going to be one of our emotes once we start getting, could get channel members and stuff and all that stuff.
He's terrible.
And we're legit doing it. Yeah. It was an okay ending. I'm not up on it. I'm not down on it. It was just okay. I did not like the final fight section. I really hated that shit. I did like the thought process behind the interspecies villain, but it ended like a wet fart. They could have did more with it. Ringo says otherwise. Y'all still going? No, we're done, Piku. We're just talking now. We're just doing questions. The sex has meaning behind it. It absolutely does, meme. It has so much.
Just keep going up.
Oh, no. There was nothing else up there. Soft reboot of ALX.
We're officially done with Drizzt. No, we are not. Not yet.
We're almost halfway done.
We will do every One Piece video that Drizzt puts out in this series of the downfall of One Piece. Yes. We will do them all.
So next Saturday, same time? No, there will be a different video. We're not doing Drizzt again.
Might not even be the same time. Go, keep going up. Saturday, same time. I feel like a documentary behind the scenes of One Piece would explain this better. Yeah, that would help. Instead of these bits and pieces of interviews that he's getting, and more than likely taking them out of context and spending them however he wants to spend them to make himself correct, because that's our boy Drizzt.
Live action Cowboy Bebop time. I like the live action Cowboy Bebop. I know a lot of people have problems with it. Didn't like the ending.
You watched it all?
Yeah.
All right.
Thoughts on Soul Eater. It was pretty good. They went to the moon. I wasn't feeling that. I dropped it. I'm going to reread it soon.
The anime ending. Woo! I will never forget when he came out and it was just like, oh, this dude is a problem. And I went, this is a dude that they are not going to defeat with the power of friendship. And they did. I went, okay. I guess I was just wrong.
DA, you know what I want.
Next question.
We didn't even get to the story stuff yet. Yeah, we're almost there though.
We're almost there. We can't do too much of this because it legitimately angers me. Because I don't like disingenuous people. And the big spreads that he showed, that's one of the worst things that he possibly could have done. I hate crap like that. You don't show just sitting there talking and then big
one or two
actions.
panels. Yeah.
Zoomed in. Don't do that. I hate that.
We didn't even get to the story stuff. Oh, I already said that. Have you listened to Nippon Judan 47? What are your favorite songs from it? It's one of the two One Piece albums.
Every One Piece is good. There was one where they all went together. Each of the character songs are amazing. The Sanji one, where it's just like sort of smooth jazz, and Through the Window, Through the Wind, Nami song. There's some really good character songs in there. I love it. If that's the one that you're talking about. If it's not, hey, I'm an idiot. But I think that's the one that you're talking about. The character songs, on point. I don't think I ever heard the Zoro one. The Zoro one might be the stinky one. But the Nami and the Sanji ones and every One Piece, I love those three songs.
What do you think of the Justice League Unlimited Batman Beyond episodes? It's been so long since I've seen them. I don't really know.
Yeah, same here.
Thoughts on Tallest Nana?
I don't know what that is.
Sorry, thoughts on
Let's check it out.
Yeah.
Tallest Nana. I know Nana the Nana.
It's like Talus.
Oh, Talus. Oh, wait. He spelled it. It's spelled. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Oh, Talentless.
Oh, Talentless. Okay.
It looks interesting. Oh, psychological thriller and suspense.
Why are you installing that now? Okay.
You know why. You know what we're here for.
Bon Clay confirmed God.
Oh, I really like her hair.
Hey, Triton, don't be telling Raul that he has a Revisited to cash in on. Stop giving these people suggestions.
Yeah, we don't need that. We don't need that on our head.
And the Punk Hazard part,
really
Larry
good.
stomping. We are wrapping up. Furry sex.
That's what it is.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's really good. Not the furry sex, but the meaning behind it. Best terrible Revisited comment.
You missed one.
Which one?
Of all the people you covered, which one of them is the most painful to sit through? Bricky's up there because he didn't say anything. I would Bricky,
Coco Man over Bricky.
Coco Man was real bad.
Because Bricky's just
he's a dumb guy.
He's just a dumb guy. He's a dumb guy in the sphere of reviewing source material that he isn't even fond of to begin with.
Mother's Basement and Totally Not Mark always get under my skin.
Yeah.
Totally Not Mark is probably, if I would just go the one, it'd be Mark.
Yeah.
Because it's something about him where I'm just like, you're not even trying. And if you are trying, what are you doing? This is your effort?
Best terrible Revisited comment.
There are so so many.
It's probably the super long one I had with the Hunter x Hunter dude for me.
There are so many.
Y'all, we do not get enough.
There was one that was so fragmented. I think it's like 100 something comments because he was just. I'd do this big paragraph and he'd do one sentence.
Why do y'all
response.
break up y'all sentences?
It's horrible.
You see the big comment. You see it. Just do it.
Just do it. There was somebody who I was going back and forth with, and they just deleted that, and I went, "Why even? Come on now, this is baby Rose.
Don't delete your comments.
Don't
if you're
just
talking
delete the comment. There's been so many. I think we did like a mini little comment revisited thing way back. It was like a couple months ago. Felt like way back. There are too many to name because you get so many that are just like, you guys are stupid. You're dumb. You're not listening to this person. Just blanket dumb things. And it's like, well, what are we supposed to do with that? And then you get the people that break down, hey, you're wrong because of this and themes, and go to the Re01, pick any one of those comments and you're golden for the worst revisited comment. Because the revisited people, they ain't listening. They ain't trying to hear what you saying.
Watch Beastars season 1 and 2. I'm good. I'm telling you, season 1 anime so far is trash. The manga is super good. You get so much more of creepy Legoshi because you're supposed to, as the audience and as people within the community, you're supposed to think Legoshi might be the person that killed Tim. But it's a red herring because he just wanted to give a love letter. Because there's a point where he gets the love letter out of Tim's locker after Tim is dead, and the people in there are going, "What are you doing in that locker?" And he's just like, I let Tim borrow a book that I need for class." But it was really him going to get the love letter. But it makes it suspicious that he would be in there, and there's so much more creepy stuff. There's so much more about the tension and between the herbivores and the carnivores, as opposed to just Legoshi's struggle with being a carnivore. And you get so much more of how frightening he is, dude. The animes are a disservice to Beastars. I could not believe it. Did you find any Fire Force videos to revisit? Oh, I'm sure there's a bunch, but this kid hasn't read Fire Force.
Yeah, I need to read Fire Force. There's a dude named Gavin in our Discord who is against Fire Force, and I'm like, trash? I'm always up for trash.
It is trash.
Him and this dude next to me, they both say it's one of the worst things that they've ever read. I'm like, I'm all for that. So I'll read it, and we shall revisit it. But there might not even be anything good out there.
Sean,
we haven't looked.
I wish we had a part 2 or something for Beastars because the ending was rushed and I agree with that. It did go by very fast, and I wish there was like something like what Prison School did, where it's just like 7 months later, here's the epilogue for it. I would have really enjoyed that.
DA is not a furry. I look at my name. It says not a furry. I can't make it any clearer. I have to keep saying this.
My man, Isaac Moon Jr.
That's what it's all about, y'all.
Oh, a bum emote? That sounds great.
No, I've been swirling them in my mind.
Okay.
I'm starting out, first 1 to 5 members that we get 5 emotes, I believe. Mm-hmm. I've got a couple in mind.
Okay.
Bum is absolutely up there. It's going to be fun. Once we get the members, it's going to be fun, y'all.
I want an ending time skip where all of them high school kids don't stay together 5 ever and are all with new people and we don't know. I would 100% prefer that if it's just like, hey, we see what Legoshi and Haru is doing.
But it's also the problem when you look at Choji and Black Chick.
No, but they wouldn't be in the same community. They would be in different parts of the world because they're all heading towards, at the end, they're all heading towards different factions. So they would just be completely different. And I really hate how Louis found somebody that he actually cares for. And it's just like, I can't even do nothing because I gotta be this debutante billionaire dude with just another deer that we don't give a about each other. It's a political marriage, and he's so sad about it, but he's trying to make it work when there's somebody he categorically likes that he cannot have, and that's his ending. It sucks. It's so bittersweet. It's so amazing. And the woman's just like, you could have, but I understand. And she doesn't walk away, and she gets nothing, and I'm sad for it. Even though she was a manipulative piece at some points. Thoughts on Vinland Saga? Never read it. It's on the list.
Yeah, that's on the list.
One Piece episode 1000 hype. I have seen literally no footage from it.
Yeah, I think it's going on right now, or it just ended.
Do not care.
What?
Do not care.
Not even that intro?
Oh, I watched the intro.
The intro. No, I'm in there for the episode 1000.
No, I'm not. It's like chapter 986. Like, it's not even chapter 1000.
Yeah, I know.
He doesn't even get. Are we just gonna cut forward to the Pirate King thing? Because that was one of the best parts of chapter 1000.
No, we're not gonna. It's I think it doesn't matter. It's all about the hype.
That's why
I drink the hype.
I'll just wait until Drizzt lies about what happened in the story.
No,
he already is lying about it.
No.
We came up with 3 fantasy books to recommend you on the books channel. Okay, I'll be checking that out. And what he says about Zoro versus Monet. What could he possibly say?
How long was that?
Yeah, you look that up. What do you think of the live action One Piece? I think the casting is very good. I see that a lot of the actors within it really do care. Like the Sanji actor, there's just him training for kicks.
Every time I open up this Drizzt video, it always goes right to the rap. And I'm like, oh, man.
And then the Nami girl is she likes anime and stuff, and she's big into playing Nami.
Boy, like
I'm dead.
15 minutes.
Ugh, how? Only problem I have with paneling is One Piece is when it goes over the center, but only for like 2 or 3 lines of text, especially on my phone. Yeah, it can be a bit hard on my tablet to go read One Piece. That's why I read it on my computer now. I'm done with the tablets for One Piece. I think it's telling now. Yes, thank you, Mike. Do Death the Kid and Black Star remind you of yourselves? It's very funny because back in our AMV channel, our channel header, our
icon is still Death the Kid and Black Star.
It's still Death the Kid and Black Star. It's very funny you say that.
How very odd.
And our intro for when we did joint AMVs was Death the Kid and Black Star.
I don't think they remind me of myself or him, but I do like them as characters.
Yes. I'm back. Did you guys see the new One Piece opening yet? Streaming on YouTube if you
I'm going that right after we finish this up.
Same. Sorry for the typo. No problem.
It happens to the best of us.
You guys
I misspeak all the time.
You guys gonna hit any more of Mark's Naruto? Probably when he gets to war.
Probably the war.
Maybe if he likes the heavy stuff. Maybe. Definitely the war. Anything else is impossible.
It's just really hard. Because especially if y'all saw the Naruto video, it's hard.
Dude, it was one of our worst videos ever.
That Batman video is up there as well.
Hey, guess who makes a return?
Oh, it's high five in it. Oh, special guests coming next episode, y'all.
Have you read Bungo Stray Dogs? Nope, it is on the list. Gin versus Genzo for who's better? I know who Genzo is. It's Nami's dad. Like, who do we like more? I would go Genzo. Gonna be streaming some more Halo Close to 10 on the Twitch.
Cool.
2200, just FYI. Yes, in an hour, Mike's gonna be streaming. Who are you streaming with, Mike? Is it Ralph or just by yourself? So yeah, go ahead, go over there to our Twitch, watch Mike play some games in about an hour. Always knew that Legoshi never killed Tam, even with the red herring. Oh yeah. It's just that the audience is meant to think that, but you never think that. Though it could have been a story where the I never when you're at Kingdom Hearts. I never. It could have been a story like
I get mine.
It could have been a story like Death Note where the main character is the villain. The protagonist is the villain, and the antagonist is quote unquote a hero. So it could have just been him secretly eating animals. if that's what the story wanted to be. How's that Eden Zero going? It's going horribly, dude.
Word?
Dude,
Is it?
I'm fading, and then the things that snap my attention are things I hate so much that I cannot believe it.
How far?
And they keep calling back to Fairy Tail, and it's pissing me off.
That's a lot. How far? Because I'll tell you exactly where I stopped.
I'm like 70 chapters in.
Oh, dude.
Where's my
like I said, I'll tell you where I stopped. A homegirl was captured, and she was like in a desert working, and I went, no thanks.
That
was like chapter 20 or something.
I am on chapter... Dang, where was... Oh, chapter 70.
I'm a coward. Can't do it.
I can see why. After
it's
the
hard.
first chapter, I was almost like,
real hard.
I was almost done. So,
especially after Samurai 8, just like the successor to your populars, and then you put out Samurai 8.
You thought you was hitting?
Ain't nobody even talking about that.
That's the saddest thing. There's no buzz on Samurai 8. Period. Have you seen season 2 of ReZero? Still have not seen that.
Yep, still haven't. Still happy.
Still happy. Did you read Demon Slayer and are as disappointed with it as I was?
We read the entirety of Demon Slayer. We've got a because reasons where we go through all. Well, basically, I go through all the problems. And you're there. You talk about.
Yeah, I talk some stuff.
We talk about all the problems that we have with Demon Slayer. It's about 3 hours with about 30 minutes of questions, so it's about 2.5 hours. And then there's about 2.5 hours for the anime as well, so it's about 5 hours of trashing on Demon Slayer. It's real bad. It's real bad. I think I settled on a 3 out of 10 at the very end.
I think I was at like a 5.5, 6.
I remember season 1, you talked me off the ledge of a 3 and up to a 4. And then I was just like, you are not getting a 4 out of me for this manga.
Y'all, that last arc and a half is beyond trash in Demon Slayer.
It's horrible. I can't wait for it to be animated. For people to be bumping it.
Oh, you know
and
they're gonna
just
rock
to
with
see
it.
The integrity of people as they try to rationalize. No, this is good though.
The intro better be mega sick if the music don't bang. Oh, they did the boy Louis like that. Now I gotta go read Beastars. Yeah. Oh yeah. There's it's spoilers. I don't want to talk about it. I knew that you have Death the Kid and Black Star as the profile pic of your AMV channel. That's why I asked the question. Yeah. Yeah. Good question.
Yeah, it's just when we were back then, just Soul Eater was the big thing, and we like Soul Eater, so and it's a fun thing, and might as well. Why not? Yeah. And it's just been there.
No one at the moment. All right. Some people, if you were playing Halo, you might want to play with Mike in about 50 minutes on the Twitch. DA, would you watch the downfall of One Piece every day if it meant you got an Aqua game?
Every day? That's 6 hours!
What if you could only play the Aqua game while you're listening to it?
Ooh, no.
You cannot pause it during cutscenes or anything.
Nope. Get that out of here. Nope. I would watch it every day for a month if I could get an Aqua game. Every day for a month, but every day for like the rest of my life or for a year? No. Nope. This is too much. Too much. I'd get angry over all sorts of stuff. Nah.
Read Doubt. I hate Doubt so much.
Hate stuff is good.
How do you feel about the announcement of One Piece film Red? It was a fine announcement. I think people are getting a little too already just like, yo, Shanks? Yo, Kid? Who is
Shanks? It's obviously Shanks. But Shanks.
Why? Gold was a whole new villain.
But you get the 3 scars on the D.
So,
but what? I mean, come on. It's red and it's 3 stars. It can't be anything else. But anyway, yeah, I like Shanks. We get to learn more about Shanks. This might be something that Oda wish he could put in, but he couldn't. Or it could just be, hey, here's Shanks fighting or something. I'm looking forward to it. I've liked all the One Piece movies past the recaps. I don't remember too much of the first 1 to 5, so I should rewatch those as I'm doing the Naruto rewatches.
So
once I finish the Naruto rewatches, if I finish the Naruto rewatches.
No, you're going to. You're not a coward. You talked so much about me being a coward about Naruto and Bleach. There's no way you dropped the Naruto.
It's still November. Do you know how many episodes of the Bount arc I've watched this month?
3?
2.5.
I was close.
I stopped an episode in the middle. I didn't have anything else to do that day. I wasn't anywhere. It wasn't like I was on a time crunch.
It just hit 12 minutes
stopped
each.
And I went, no, I'm just done. I think I went to the bathroom, got something to eat, and I watched Phil. I couldn't do it anymore. 2 episodes this month. I'm like 16 episodes out before I finish it. If I continue down this track, it's going to be like the end of 2022 before I finish the Bount arc. These movies are horrible. You don't know.
I don't know. That's very fair.
Have you been reading my little thoughts?
No.
There's so much.
I've seen a lot.
There's so much.
So I'll wake up or something, or I'll be playing a game, and then it'll be like 3 hours later, and I'll look at it, and it'll go like 70 more messages, and I'll scroll and see you. I went, oh no, he's not having fun.
There's one shining light, and that's Movie Shino. Movie Shino, he was in the second Shippuden movie and the third Shippuden movie. And this man is showing why exactly he is not in the anime nor the manga.
He ain't here.
He busted. There was a bunch of ships on the horizon, and they were coming for him. They were about to destroy him. And Shino just walks out of the water. He's like, I'm not worried. Why? Because I handle my business. And then it cuts to the ships, and they're getting dismantled by bugs. Dude took out 3 warships with just bugs standing way far away. And he's just in his pocket, just like... That's what I do. And there was Shino, there was Kakashi, and somebody else. Nobody was surprised. They were just like classic Shino. Putting in work. That's why this bastard can't be there.
He would have got Sasuke back.
And then in the other movie, they were going against this girl, and the girl was just like fused with this beast. And they threw her in a hole, and they're like, this hole's not gonna stop me. And Shino just looks over the edge like, the hole's not supposed to stop you. It's what's in the hole. And then it pans out, and it's just a swirl of bugs all lining the walls of the cave. And she's like, bugs. He's like, is my presence so little that you don't even notice the bugs? And they just start swarming her and take her out. Shino's that dude. Get Shino in there. The movies know that it's just like, this dude comes in and he puts in work and he walks away with his hands in his pockets and everybody know what's up.
Oh, that was Shino, right?
That was Shino. And then in the other movie, it was his dad. And his dad is putting in work. They were fighting these big dumb puppets. Choji's dad turns into a big dumb big man, swats away one of them, and Shino's dad done already took out 2 of them with his bugs, sitting their hands in his pockets. The Aburame are a problem. I said in one of my comments.
How are they not Hokage?
I'm like, why is the second Hokage worried about in Uchiha? They should be worried about them bastards.
Yeah, if
they turn, everybody chakra gone. What could you do? It's over. You can't even poke them. The bugs they taking care of business themselves. Shino is that dude. Give me more of that.
Google, I love your name. Read the manga webtoon Lookism. It's by the same creators as Viral Hit / How to Fight. So absolutely I'm going to read that someday. I just wanted to get to that one. We might need to scroll up.
I was doing all that Shino stuff.
Yeah, how dare you? Do you think Legoshi is a better Luffy? No, I think they share a lot of the same traits, but they're different characters. The last Demon Slayer arc was dude.
100%.
You don't even know how much we hated that shit.
It was crazy. Again, watch it.
Yeah.
Because I was just sitting there reading it the whole time. I actively skipped backstories.
I watched it. I read it all. Y'all.
Akaza, the big number 2 punch man, skipped. Because he is disintegrating. He's going, oh, my little sister. Nope. Oh, another chapter? Nope. And then it comes back and he's just an eye and he's gone. I'm like, duff was that? I'm not going back. I don't know what his story was.
Rui is skipped.
Skipped Rui. Get it out of here.
King of Fighters 15 open beta is out now. Get on it, y'all. Of course, I'm a King of Fighters man. Oh, I'm not a King of Fighters man. I'm a fighting game man. I am sad they don't have my boy Kenso, but they got Athena Asamina. So I'm definitely gonna play some of that. That's 6 hours. So yes. Oh, the Drizzt for Aqua. OP fans have not been hungry recently.
Yeah, we've been eating. The food don't stop.
It don't stop. How about this? You can get an Aqua game if you watch the downfall of One Piece. So all the parts he puts out.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna do it anyway.
Yeah, anyway. Kino busted like Heaven's Door. Tell BG why Bonds is your favorite movie, DA. Oh no.
So there's a girl who is canonically 15 years of age.
Oh no. No.
She was she had a little disease or poison or whatever, and this dude, she was ostracized from her village. Kishimoto has one story to tell. And only one person would take care of him. Would take care of her. And he was an older gentleman. And turns out that 15-year-old girl, canonically, was in love with this older father figure like gentleman.
I mean, children
confessed her love.
Oh.
It was not I love you. It was I am in love. That's a completely different thing. It was disgusting. I hated it. And the dude died. It was terrible. That is the movie that got an F from me.
You've been grading them?
Oh. Absolutely.
Any of them above a C?
One of them has a C because it was nothing, and it was nothing. It was nothing really wrong with it, and it had Shino putting in work. So it's 2 Ds. No, it's 1 D, an F, a C, and a D minus. They're really bad. Bonds is horrible. It also has Sasuke, and Sasuke is horrible.
Yeah, that was obvious.
It has. Oh no, this machine is sucking up our chakra. Let's just overload it with chakra, yo. We did that with Cooler some 20 years ago. But the 15-year-old, that was just like, I don't know who this is for. And then it was just like, she is androgynous enough that she looks like a dude. Mm-hmm. So much so that Naruto was calling her a dude. She goes into the water and loses like her coat. And then it's just like this shot of her wet and sopping with curves and figure and noticeable bosom. And Naruto is just like, you're a girl. It's not good.
It doesn't sound good.
I think that's also the one that introduces dark chakra.
Why is it always dark something?
Do you know what the first Naruto Shippuden? You know what the first Naruto Shippuden movie introduced? Dark medical ninjutsu.
What does that even do? Oh,
do you think they explained?
Comment. It's too late. We're done.
Oh yeah, it's over. We're what is it? Almost 3 hours into that video. We got almost 3 hours left. We're getting there. Slowly but surely. We got 15 hours of this bastard.
Yeah.
And we did 3 hours. But yeah, that Naruto movie, the first Naruto movie, the only good one, the only level C one is the one where all of the Konoha 11, they all had like an individual fight where they got to team up. You got to see some team attacks, and that was good.
Oh yeah, that sounds
And then Titen like threw a bunch of paper bombs on the thing, and it blowed up, and I was like, yay, Titen!
Chris, don't even ask about it. Dark what, bruh? Dark
Are you talking about dark medical ninjutsu or dark chakra? Which is fostered from hatred. When people hate you, You can suck that dark chakra from somebody and put it into yourself, and then you gain the power equivalent to all 8 gates, including the gate of death. And then Naruto just punches him to death. They are horrible. I didn't even tell you what was that thing's name. I want to get it 100% right. Okay. I don't want you to misconstrue what this is called. So there is a father-son Rasengan in the movie because, of course, he goes back in time. I'm going to read you exactly what Minato Namikaze says as he is doing the father-son Rasengan. Are you ready? Yes, you are. When similar chakra natures merge, they strengthen each other. And when that happens, the end result is an ultimate supreme Rasengan. These are the words that were written, that were edited, that were put in front of a man named Tony Oliver, that were said, that were edited together, that were approved and put on Netflix for me to watch. I had to sit there and watch a man say the words Ultimate Supreme Rasengan. And then I had to watch as Naruto has chakra swirling around him and he yells Ultimate Supreme Rasengan and kills the thing. I had to watch that.
You didn't have to.
It's horrible. With the exception of one movie, there is a new Rasengan in every movie. The last movie, I think it was two movies away. 2 movies before the one that I saw. It was just a Rasen Shuriken. But we got the Ultimate Supreme Rasengan. Don't forget about that. We got the Tornado Rasengan. And we got a Rasengan that didn't get a name, but probably has a name. But it was just the combined power of a Bell and a Rasengan and chakra and energy. There is an unironic, in Naruto Shippuden the movie, there is an unironic moment where Naruto is shaking a girl and going, say you want to live, bitch. Say it. And she yells, I want to live. And he's like, yeah, that's right. Bell Sharingan, Rasen Shuriken, rah! And he throws it, and it kills the thing. There's an unironic say you want to live, almost word for word. Dude. It's horrible. I cannot believe how horrible these movies are. They're horrible. The villains are so nothing. They are so like draft 1 drawing. They are featureless. It's dude. I can't get over how bad this is. No. Ultimate Supreme Rasengan. Do you know what the Tornado Rasengan is? Cause I don't. Cause the Wikipedia don't. It's just like, it's a red one with the Fox Chakra. And he just yells Tornado Rasengan and it kills the thing.
There's a lot of just kills the thing.
In there?
Okay then. Imagine writing
Don't watch the Naruto movies. They are without worth. Look up the Shino scenes online and you'll get it.
Imagine writing an overpowered character only to do next to nothing with them in Shino.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
This dude is busted. I'm like, there are 2 notable Aburames, Shino and his daddy.
How are they not running
roughshod? Why was it on Ino's whole entire life and mind and all that stuff when her dad was destroyed? Where were any of the other Yamanakas? Any of them? Oh, they just don't exist. It's all about this one girl who can do the mind transfer and relay all the messages.
Yep.
Families don't matter. It should have been an army of just a tidal wave of bugs.
Yep.
Madara should have been a husk. He's like, I can't even defend against this. Y'all got it.
They're everywhere.
I don't want this bug smoke.
I just know the art is so good, dude. Det kills it. You can always go to his Twitter and ask for a commission. Our title card pre-stream thing comes from Det.
Almost every day he's drawing some weird like plant person or a big witch with a big hat.
It's
on
good
Twitter.
Stuff.
It's really good stuff.
Yeah, we're almost done. Multiversus hype.
Did stop talking, please. He started me, and I gotta go back in my room and watch 3-4 more movies, and I don't want to.
Or you can watch the Bout arc and
oh my goodness, choices.
How many episodes?
Getting stabbed or getting shot.
How many? Oh, it's called the Rainbow Rasengan. How many times have you? How many episodes of the Bout arc have you gotten through? Just give me a rough.
Like 15.
Wow, that's nothing. That's nothing.
It's nothing saying that, but watching it is everything. Because every episode feels like an entire mini-series. Man, go on.
Dark Chakra, I can't.
You're gonna.
Does that kill you? Anko, I'm loving the profile pic. Rainbow Rasengan. Don't forget all the movie ladies falling for Naruto.
All of them. Dude. Even the one who was in love with the older gentleman. Oh my goodness. This last one, when he goes back in time, Jesus.
We're not.
No, we are.
Oh
one last thing.
Okay.
This girl is the second that they lay eyes on him. It's just like, Auga. Of course it is, because Naruto's the biggest and the best and the greatest. So after he solves her problem, she's like, I'll never forget you, Naruto. And Minato just rocks up like, I gotta erase all our memories about all this, because Naruto, you gotta go back to the future, so you will not remember Naruto. And I'm like, oh, I guess there's memory jutsu. Oh, there is. For this movie, it was introduced and only used in this movie. Ain't no other memory jutsu outside of this one. It was just the whole thing of her going, I'll never forget you. He's like, yes, you will. Erased.
Okay, so you seriously believe that you cannot look up bullet points and just go on a series or movie? You said before, I don't know how I could do it. You seriously think you couldn't do it? I haven't said things. I haven't talked.
I haven't looked at the comments.
I haven't seen this movie.
I just talked about a couple Rasengans and Shino. Dude, it's horrible. That's all I'm saying. And I got a couple more to go through. And one of them is said to be the worst of any Naruto movie. And I am frightened.
He's trying to take Luffy's stuff. This dude. Oh, you talking about Drizzt? Yeah. We're done with the video for now. We got another 3 hours to go next time we keep going.
Yeah.
But we're done for now. This has been the DA Rant Show, sponsored by Catch the Musical. I find it funny that you guys...
I'm sorry, but... it needs to be said. It's when you watch something, and I'm not talking to anybody about this. I'll throw it on the Discord and we'll make some jokes about Naruto. But writing and talking are two totally separate things. And then there's you who are not keeping up with it. So I get to say Ultimate Supreme Rasengan and the fusing of the chakras and whatever he was talking about, which was made up for this movie.
And dark medical
ninjutsu. Dark medical ninjutsu. And did you know that they can clone inanimate objects as they could with like a shadow clone?
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
Doesn't that seem like that would break the economy? Because somebody could be like, I'm going to clone this money, and then they poofs away?
Sure. But you could probably just tap it and see if it's real.
No, because they could do shurikens.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, y'all. But this
Global Rasengan.
It is. It's some of the worst anime movies I've ever seen. Ever in my life.
How about the Hunter x Hunter movie?
The first one is bad. The second one is the worst that I've ever seen in my life with the dark men. It's the
Naruto
worst
movie
that I've ever seen. In the Naruto movies, at least I'll have somebody that I care about.
Okay.
That's the biggest difference.
Then he erased his own mind and forgot the memory erasing jutsu.
He erased his own mind because he was just like, hey, your name is factually Naruto. I'm going to say that your name is Naruto. This bastard, Naruto pulls out a Rasengan, and it flashes back early in the movie to where Minato actively...
I thought we were done.
Shut up! actively watches Jiraiya pull out a Rasengan and go, ha! You took 3 years to do this, and I did it in a month. Ha ha ha! And Naruto busted out, and Minato just like, huh. Something that he knows factually that he made, that his master took a month to master. This kid is busting it out like it's nothing, and you've never seen this kid, and you got no reaction, and he calls him Naruto, and I'm just sitting there just like, okay, so you know his name is Naruto, and you just gonna name your kid after this dude? Nah, he gonna erase his memory. That's what he's gonna do. Because he can do that. Because he's the 4th Hokage. The 3rd Hokage shows up in that movie, and I almost pissed myself. I don't want to watch that man. He's horrible.
He's horrible.
He's the worst Hokage.
It's category. It's provable. Ultimate Omega Super Special Edition Limited Edition Rasengan.
I can't wait for that in the next movie.
Will his bugs?
Where are we going with this?
Will his bugs survive fire attacks? That's hard to know. We won't know because we've never seen them interact. The 3rd does that in the oral fight. He just took away his hand so he couldn't make the signs.
He does the cloning of the Shuriken.
Okay.
Which just doesn't make any sense.
Yep. I'm sure Shino could breed some fireproof bugs. There might already be there.
Yeah, sure.
Why do movie writers keep making a dark version of their power system?
Because
they're hacks.
it's easy to do.
Yep.
And you don't have to
just
really
like Dark
explain
Goku.
it. You just have to go, it's evil. So this is dark medical ninjutsu. What does it mean? Doesn't matter. This is dark chakra. What does it mean? I don't know. You get the power of the 8 gates.
Aqua and DA sitting in the tree. BUMLAMEO.
I accept that.
Bum-lamo.
I accept that.
I think we're done here then for now. Oh, I find it funny that you guys released the Batman video on the same day Multiverses was announced. Yep.
I know that happens sometimes.
Multiverses is going to be fun. It's free to play, so there's definitely going to be a system to allow them to constantly update with people.
I'm liking the voices. I'm liking the different costumes.
I just hope it's better than Nick.
Yeah.
I think Nick catered a little bit too much to the competitive, and it lacks some of the fun of things like Smash. 3rd Hokage best gives Naruto a house that says, "Here's your allowance. Okay, don't die. Here's some milk and some noodles, bruh."
That's your milk and noodles for the next 13 years. You better make it stretch. Hey, why did you have expired milk? Why do you think?
I'm not coming back.
I am never going to check on you again. Oh, I will in my crystal ball. He is the worst Hokage, and it makes my blood boil whenever he shows up. Because I'm like, you are incompetent.
That's the worst thing. Want to try and play Mario Party tomorrow? Give us a time. Alright, we're out of here.
Yeah.
Stop coming to these.
I don't like these. I don't like having to go back to Drizzt. It makes me sad.
We're done in November with them at least.
It makes me very sad.
Understandable.
I don't want to.
Hey, one day we're gonna be done with part 1, and that's gonna be joyous as we wait for the month or two until he makes
one
part
day
2.
He's gonna come out with Whole Cake Island, and that's gonna be the day.
The day of what?
The day that I commit non-alive.